Hello everyone, welcome. This is the Shards of Nyrn Season 3, Episode 29, Hot Blooded. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly, and I use he and him pronouns, and I'm happy to be here today because it is really hot, which means that this is going to be a very thematic game because we're working up the giants slowly but surely, which means that we're dealing with some pretty warm hombres today. But we'll be talking about that shortly. I wanted to welcome you here. If this is your first time watching Dork Tales with the Shards of Nyrn, we run about 5 to 6 role-playing games a week presently, so there is always something for you here. If you like what you see, give us a follow, give us a sub if you're watching on YouTube, and we do accept pocket change in the form of subs and Patreon patrons. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to pass it over to our standard cast. So, Christine, how's it going?
Meltingly.
Meltingly?
Yes. I stood under a very cold shower for about 30 minutes because I was just like, too hot. Too hot.
That's fair.
Too hot for this life.
Go.
But hello, I am Christine, and tonight I am playing Malia Sunsworn, our Dwarven Tempest Cleric of Vela. God damn it! There's too many introductions, too many different characters.
You're just too popular.
But I use she/her pronouns, as does Malia. Yeah.
Nice. All right, and let's pass it down to the other regular cast member. Hi, Winter. How's it going?
Hi, it's going pretty well. I am also to the milty.
Yeah.
It's really hot. And it doubly sucks because I had to keep my window closed and the fan off. So you don't get a whole bunch of noise from the outside.
Ooh. If you want to try to open it a little, we can see if Zoom manages to catch that.
I'll wait for a little while. I'm okay. We'll see where we get to the midpoint.
Sounds good. Also, thanks for getting home so quick. I know you had some bus trouble today because apparently the city shut down for some reason.
Buses for free though, so.
Though, that's why.
Maybe.
Oh man, because today was the end of cycling week or something.
It's the beginning, I think, clean air day.
So they gave free buses.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it okay. I'm
yeah.
That's okay. Anyway, we also have some guests this week.
Wait. I play Mars.
Oh,
Tiefling
yes.
Rogue.
Oh, yeah.
She, her.
Represent. Also, happy Pride, everybody. All right, let's go. Let's start to the bottom and move our way to the top. Hi, Krista.
Hello. Sorry, I was adjusting my brightness on my monitor because it was blinding me. I try. Hi, guys. I'm Krista. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I am playing witchy, kind of a wizard, Ogwyn Rimari, who has joined the party to slay some giants.
Nice. All right, and finally, baby in the corner. Hi, Mike. How's it going?
Hi, everyone. It's me, Michael. He, him, and I am hotter than the hubs of heck in here. In fact,
you can say hell. That's fine. I'll allow it.
Well, I don't know if that's appropriate in this game world. Is that a thing?
It depends which layer of hell. If you're the one with Levistus, it's actually pretty chilly.
Yeah, it's not that one.
Yeah, okay. I wish.
I was gonna say it's so hot, my ice cream melted and my stick is showing.
Whoa, hey, you're not allowed to show that on Twitch. Waka,
sorry.
waka.
Yeah, we'll back that out later.
That's fine. It's too late.
I am playing Scafram Grimhammer, the former Troll Slayer, now turned Giant Slayer, with 2 battle axes and half of a care of any giants that get in his way.
All right, sounds good. So, hey, if you're joining us for the first time right now, we have a lot of bird noise outside. Sorry, ADD is going a little wild today. Ugh. We are in the middle of a little side quest where the party is split, and we have taken on a pair of NPCs to go and help the local townspeople of the flying continent of Valimar be saved from a group of giants led by a powerful storm giantess. The party has traveled to the base of one of to the base of Mount Epistos, the top of which the Storm Giant has seized and managed last episode to defeat an entire raiding party of Frost Giants and rescue a bunch of villagers. From here, they're heading further up the mountain in order to find what is going on and try to stop the Mad Queen's seizure of this mountain and the entirety of Valimar. All right, so that is what is happening here. We're a little distracted because it's very warm, because Canada doesn't believe in air conditioning where we live.
Except for me, I actually had to put a sweater on. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, can we just run into your house?
Come on over. You'll all bump your heads on my ceiling like I do every day, but
not me.
Over. No, that's true. Winter won't.
Okay. So, real quick, I have a Hurt Them More from the chat right now. I have a Hurt Them More from DM Michael.
Oh, fuck.
I have a something good happens from DM Mike as well.
Balance it out.
And quick reminder that as of last episode, if I'm not mistaken, I have all 4 of you ended with the termination. Is that correct?
That sounds correct. I know we had some extras kicking around, so I think we ended up all with 1.
I definitely used one at one point.
I think you got it refreshed, so...
Yay.
So at the end of game, be sure to write it down. Oh, we got another something good happens. Thank you, Lily. All right, so I'll set that aside. And, of course, joining the party as well is Cadamus Warforge, the mountain dwarf fighter artificer, who is played by me as the NPC PC of this group. He is a hit point sink. That is going to be it for introductions tonight. I think we're going to have to hop into playing in a sec. Is there anything that anybody needs to announce before we begin?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Did we have time to heal up and everything because we got bashed?
I was going to ask if we are going into a long rest or if we want to...
You may do so if you choose.
I would like to.
Okay. So real quick, I just wanted to show something off real quick.
Hell yeah, laser dog.
Future dog. Which the future is full of lasers, so that counts.
Yeah, it's like lasers.
All right. Of course you like lasers. And combs.
Yay.
All right, so everybody's in roll 20, and... Okay.
Music. Yeah.
You should be hearing some background noise. It's coming. Don't worry. I got you good. Okay. As the last Frost Giant falls, and you rescue the villagers, helping them retreat to the city, where do you set up camp? You've been given a secret trail that leads up the side of Mount Epistos and will cut down your travel time, as a portion of the road winding up the hill, even from here you can see it is besought with hill giants, as well as there is a wide cleft in the side of the mountain where this trail that once led up to the top for worship purposes, as wide as 2 carts, has been made disheveled and unstable, save for those with the stride of a giant. Do you camp near the Frost Giant's tents? Do you head elsewhere? Where do you find your long rest?
I mean, I think we should probably find somewhere that seems off of their path and not next to their camp.
Okay.
So that...
I
think
might be
we
able to help
determined that there
that.
were ones that weren't here.
Okay. So, Ogwyn,
then
you had
probably gone
you had a suggestion?
Might be able to help. If we don't need shelter, we just need to find a open space.
All right. So,
All right.
do you decide to do this probably at the base of the mountain? Away from the Frost Giants, perhaps? It's a bit of a trek, and a bit wounded. After a short rest, you can make it easily to the base of the mountain, following the guide's instructions. And there, at the very end of a series of foothills, you will find a small glen. And, just on the other side, exactly where the guide told you, a small goat path that leads up the side of the mountain. It's steep, but it switches back and forth between boulders, obscuring it from sight. Almost like an optical illusion. This is a good place to rest for now.
As we get our space, I will sit down for a few minutes and cast Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum.
Oh, damn, really?
Yes.
Nice.
Would you like to describe it for us?
Yes. So it isn't actually like physical protection, but I'm assuming we brought like camping gear and stuff like that. We prepared to be in a mountain. But I throw up a 100-foot, well, it could be 100 feet by 100 feet. I'm not gonna make it that big. Probably maybe 40 feet by 40 feet. Is that enough room for us to camp inside of?
I mean, most people camp inside of a 10 by 10 or smaller.
Well, I figure we should each have room. We can walk around, stretch out a little bit. But we make
Get
a little
the ponies.
exactly. Yeah, gotta get the horses in there and everything. So it'll be 40 feet by 40 feet. Sound does not pass through this barrier. It is dark and foggy, which so you can't look into it. You see a foggy patch, but you can't actually see what's in here. Sensors created by divination won't work. We cannot be targeted by divination spells. No one can teleport in or out, and you cannot planarly travel within the worded area.
So once we're inside, we can't like teleport out of it, so we remain in.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
So what does it look like as you summon it into view?
I lay down a thin sheet of lead on the ground in the center of our campsite. I put a sheet of glass atop it, lay down some powdered something with a sheet over top of it, and I smash it with a hammer. And out from it goes and creates a sort of dark, swirly, kind of like when you put metal filings into a liquid. It makes a cube around us.
Oh, neat.
Nice.
I have a question for our NPCs that are joining us tonight. Do either of you carry any sort of bags or luggage that have dangly bits or shiny kind of like emblems on it?
Probably.
Okay, so Kelly, that means that I at some point need to probably do a will save for you.
I would like one right now, actually.
Cool.
Amazing. Yes, Ogwyn is very witchy aesthetic, so she probably has lots of bits and bobs hanging off of her.
Because imagine Mars is like a crow, and I remembered.
Hello, Canuck.
That's a 4.
Cool. Can you make me a sleight of hand roll? And this is going to be against passive perception. So can I get your passive perception, Ogwyn?
My passive perception.
29.
That is not that.
Never mind. We're good. Okay. You are going to manage to acquire from Ogwyn. One moment. I got this, Ogwyn.
I was gonna say, should I grab my jar of crystals? Which would you like?
Sure, you can do that, and you can also roll me percentiles.
Oh, that's not a... I was like, none of those have a 0 on them.
That's fine.
36.
You are going to end up with the following things. For one, you're going to grab whatever Krista holds up just now that is dangling off.
You have a chunk of amethyst, a chunk of onyx.
Yes!
What else do I got? And some magnetic something or other.
Whatever, it's
Let's
cool,
call a piece
it's
of
mine.
meteorite. Why not?
It's mine.
You will also find in your possession, not that you can really remember taking it, a silver teardrop earring.
Ooh.
Made from a real teardrop.
Ooh. I like it. Let me put that
That sounds like something Ogwyn would have. Yeah.
Yes, I know. All right.
Okay, so
Absolutely,
it
it
was
is. That's perfect.
amethyst.
All right. I love that you just have a collection of crystals, Krista.
I like that they were just happened to be right next to me.
Well, there you go.
All sorts of fun stuff.
What was the second one you said?
Oh, a piece of onyx.
Onyx. Cool, thank you.
It's important.
I like the
Alright.
shinies.
All right.
And that's something I had to do each session or every so often.
Basically, I'm gonna say once a session, unless unless you walk into like a trinket store.
I'm
Sort.
like, whoop, meh. Okay, cool.
All right. With that, you manage to find you find some places inside to set up your belongings. Now this is private sanctum, not magnificent mansion, right? So it doesn't come with any
Correct.
accoutrements.
Yes, it is just a secret space.
Okay. So you are going to easily be able to find enough room to comfortably sit and rest. I'd like you all to regain full hit points. You'll also be starting this episode with a point of inspiration each on top of the points of determination that you have on your character sheets.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have one each there.
Is there anything that you're doing throughout the night aside from resting? Any talking that you're doing or preparing?
I wanted to be able to kind of like not scout too far, but just make sure that there wasn't anything immediately in our range.
Okay. So as you...
But can I do that with that spell that's active?
Which spell?
The one that Krista put on.
Yes,
You can
Ogwen.
walk in and out of it.
Okay. I just didn't know if it would trigger something.
It
I don't
does-
think so.
It won't.
Okay.
So, as night falls across the land, you're going to be able to sneak out and go do some reconnaissance. As you do, I want you to do me a favor. Can you make me a... Let's see, navigating through the mountains in the dark. Why don't you make me a survival roll?
Can do. 17.
17? All right, that's pretty good. And then, finally, I'd like you to make me a perception roll for the details that you find once you make it to this place. And then we'll narrate and you can ask questions.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's a bit better. That's a 21.
Perfect. All right. So, as night falls and the rest of your party begins resting or cooking dinner, do you tell them you're going out, or do you just go by
Yes,
yourself?
I'll tell them.
Okay. Does it? All right.
Yeah.
As you head out, you find yourself moving over the terrain. In the dimness beneath the pregnant moon, you find it is pretty easy for you and your dark vision to move through the mountains along the pass.
Mm-hmm.
In your immediate surroundings, you find nothing. There's nothing around here aside for some deer, a little bit of, looks like bear scat, but that's about all. However, as you are prepared to double back, having made it about a quarter mile away from your campsite, you'll hear something just on the edge of your hearing.
And I'm not able to see anything that's resembling a bipedal type footprint in the snow?
Not here.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it was bipedal, not deer feet.
The sound of metal striking metal echoes hollowly in the distance. And that's
Is it rhythmic? Like a continuous or does it kind of seem
you
off?
know what the sound of a craftsman's hammer sounds like.
Ugh,
Someone is
okay.
making something in the distance, and with that perception roll, there's something. The sounds are magnified and yet soft.
Does it sound tinny or hollow at all?
No, it sounds like stone or gem work, actually, and that's what perks up your attention. But it's loud, it's immense,
I will want to investigate this.
As you move a bit closer, you'll make your way around about another quarter mile along these trails, and moving stealthily, which I will always assume you are unless you tell me otherwise, takes you about another 20 minutes of slow creeping.
Okay.
Now it is quite dark outside, with just the gibbous moon overhead, waning toward the half moon, and the mountain is immense. It is everything in your field of view. And that is when you notice, as you round the northern side of it, it's pitch black outside, but you can see the edge of the mountain glowing red. The sound...
Can I see if it's like a camp?
You can move a bit closer if you'd like. Okay.
Yep.
Make me a stealth roll, please.
Okay. 23.
23. You'll make it about another half mile. It's taking you almost an hour to reach here. And as you do, you'll see the side of the mountain where this broken trail winds like a corkscrew around the side of it.
Okay.
Quite a bit above you. Enough that you could scale up the side, though. You will see an immense figure standing guard outside. Their skin is almost like burnished bronze. Their hair is flaming red, which you shouldn't be able to notice in the darkness, except that there's nothing dark about where they're standing.
Are these fire elementals?
No, it's a fire giant standing almost 23 feet tall. And next to it, a river of lava.
Spicy river.
Can you make me a nature roll?
Probably. Nine.
Cool. Lava is bad. You know that. I'll give you that for free. It looks like...
Ouchie sauce.
It looks like the only way up the mountain, the pathway that stretches above where this giant is standing guard has been smashed and smoothed against the side of the mountain. In fact, most of the walkway there has collapsed. However, you can see from your vantage point that there is a large cave that bores directly into the mountain's heart.
Okay. But we'd had to pass the guard, basically, to get towards that cave.
To get into it, yes. This one is standing on the outside of it, smoking a long pipe the size of you.
Whew.
Oh, pardon me. He is only 20 feet tall.
20, okay.
Uh,
So, I'm not gonna chance anything at the... Ooh, picture.
Yeah, so he looks like that one.
The one with the big sword?
Yeah. Basically,
Cool.
It looks like Ganon.
Ganon. So that's cool. That's cool. Does he seem like he's by himself?
At the door, yes. Or at the entrance to the cave, he appears to be by himself.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way back so I can make this report to the rest of the group.
Sounds good. The rest of you, as you are waiting to hear back from Mars, what are you doing? Making dinner? Having food? Drinks? Recuperating?
I think so. Malia has been working on changing up her spell list. There's a long rest.
Is anybody cooking in particular, or have the duties fallen to Cadmus?
I think, unfortunately, Ogwyn doesn't have her wonderful stew pot because she left it with the folks in the town. But I think she would be chattering and yammering and saying, "Oh, I picked up this recipe here," and yada da da da, and just absolutely talking everyone's ear off. Probably talking especially to Scaffram and like referencing things because like they've been pen pals for so long, they're finally meeting and they're on an adventure together, and she's very excited about it.
Right, so how long have you two known each other? Cadmus says.
Oh, it's a good question. Scaffram, how long's it been?
It's a good question. Let's see. It's 14, 37,
Higher than you can
100
count,
and
then.
something.
100, 130, 140.
Sounds about right, yeah. In year 20... yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The summers kind of blend together.
It's very true. And sometimes I get the years mixed up, and every 50 years or so it seems to shift. Not too sure. How long have you two known each other?
Like, me and Scaffram.
Yes, you know each other, right?
Since I was,
Since you were this big.
I was never that big. I was, about, probably, 20 when we met. So...
Oh, so you're a wee lad.
Well,
He still is.
I was a wee lad. I'm not a wee lad anymore. I mean, I'm a dwarf, but that doesn't...
Here, eat this and get big and strong. Big
big
bowl of something.
Big and strong. I'm the biggest one here.
Gaffram will go over and tug on his beard because it's not quite as long and luxurious as Gaffram's. Don't worry, it'll age properly soon enough. Give it another 50, 60 years.
But just let go. If you tug on that, I'm gonna.
Boys, everybody take a breath. And she'll shove a bowl of food into Scaffram's hands.
Oh, it's still hot.
Well, so you grew up with each other. Well, I suppose you grew up with Scaffram.
Scaffram knew my pal.
Oh, wonderful. Family friend.
Eddie knew my boy.
Oh, yes, of course.
I did. He was a good friend.
I wish I'd have met him.
I'm gonna make sure that Malia doesn't miss out on dinner.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And he's gonna get up and wander across, leaving his bowl behind. And but you'll notice Ogwyn, as he heads out, he does kind of cast a look back at Scaffram when he's not looking. Kind of a bit of annoyance, but the moment that his son's brought up, there's a moment of sympathy for the old man.
Mm.
And then it's gone. He passes through the door and through the... Is it just a wide space, or are there like areas?
It would just be like walking through a cloud.
Oh, okay. So he pauses for a moment, and he's walking through the cloud, and knock. He knocks on the side of his armor. Malia. Oi, Malia!
What?
Dinner's ready. Stop. Get your heads literally out. Get your head literally out of the clouds and come get some food.
You're gonna regret that if you need healing.
I probably will, but you know what? So long as you're fed. Come on.
Fine.
You've been hanging out with far too few dwarves recently. You're starting to lose some of the. You don't want to get skinny, is what I'm saying.
Bite your tongue.
I often do. Anyway, come on. You know that Mars will probably try to steal whatever food you're gunning for.
Fair point. You should have led with that one.
Aye. She's not back yet.
She'll stand up and...
How long before we should head out and go find basically create a search party?
How long has it been?
Hour change. Give her 2.
Let's give her another 20.
And with that, you'll head back over to the bowls and start in on the food. Now, what did you make?
A dwarven stew. Something she hasn't made in many, many a year.
This is actually pretty good.
No, my ma taught me.
Your ma taught you how to make Trolloc.
Aye. Doesn't everyone's ma teach him how to make Trolloc?
Usually not humans.
Oh, and my ma was a dwarf.
You're pretty tall, I'm just saying.
Aye. It's a bit of a long story. Perhaps not when we're out in a mountain. Malia, quick point. I don't know if you heard it, but the giants didn't like your they're not a fan of your god. They were a little upset about it. Not sure if that's going to tie into anything.
Interesting.
Which god? Which god do you follow again?
She follows. Sorry, go
So
ahead.
it's Vela. So that is god of like sky, tempest,
Right.
etc. Lightning.
Whoa. And these are the ones we fought were ice giants?
Frost giants, yeah.
Frost giants. Got it. Yeah, not sure if it has anything to do with anything, but I mean, probably something to keep in the back of the mind.
Saffron's breaking out his hand drum and starting to play on the drum.
Hell yeah.
And with that, there will be a bit of movement by the door, and Mars will return.
Hi, welcome back.
Oh, I think you're muted.
Thank you. I'll take a big whiff of like, it smells good in here.
Don't sound so surprised. She'll hand you a bowl.
Oh, yes. Oh. Alright. And between bites, she's gonna be like, so up into the north, you see there's this cave and a huge fucking giant made of fire guarding the front, and there's a river of lava.
Saffron stops playing his drum.
Quick note, real quick. Fire giants aren't actually made of fire. They just look fiery.
It looked like fire to her, so
Okay,
she's just like,
cool,
looks
cool,
like
cool,
it's
cool.
made of fire.
Cool. Just making sure.
Yeah,
All right.
it's what she saw.
That's fine. That's fine.
Hmm.
Like.
Maybe
Wait.
about 20 feet tall.
Wait. Say that again.
What Paul?
The area. You said there was like a river, a lake.
There was a flowing of bright red. Definitely lava.
Fail. Anybody who wants to can make me a nature roll real quick.
Sure. 18.
18,
24.
24, and Scaffram?
7.
7, yeah, you're the same boat as Cadmus. You got a 10, and it's still not enough. The two of you, though, are going to realize that doesn't make any sense. This is a floating continent. There's no way for lava vents to exist. The base is not that low. This doesn't make any sense. They must be artificially creating it somehow.
Artificial lava. Interesting. Wouldn't exist this high up, would it?
But the thing is, what drew me to the area was this banging sound. They're making something there.
Well, yeah. What was the giant emissary's name?
Claros.
Claros. Well, Claros had mentioned that they had workshops within the mountain, so I suppose it makes sense that they would be having lots of things on fire.
So it's a foundry.
Sounds like.
A what?
A foundry, probably making weapons.
Okay. It sounded like metal for sure. The banging.
If they're planning on some kind of war, and it just makes sense that they're stocking up.
Okay. So yeah, that's what was immediately that way. The closest thing, other than that, just animal tracks.
Was this the same direction or the opposite direction of the town we were going to go to?
Town you're going to go to?
There was a town that we thought was going to be taken out next, didn't we?
I think there was one that was potentially in line of fire, but I think that you were going up the mountain first.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. Sorry.
That's what I... But it's been a month, so... Or it's been 2 weeks at least.
2 weeks.
Yeah. That's like a month.
What
I
is
think
time?
I think they were sending some mages to evacuate that town, so I know...
Oh, okay. Got it.
I believe that's what happened anyway. And that's all that matters is that I believe
Sure. This is make-believe, so
it. It
perfect.
really is.
I suppose that might be our way in. You said there was only one of them at the door, at the entrance.
So just
Sorry,
one...
Mars.
Mars?
No, I didn't catch what you just said. It went
Oh.
quiet for me.
Apologies. So you said there was just one at the entrance.
I could only see one entrance, one guard.
Hmm.
He was by himself, but there's gotta be way more on the inside.
Yeah.
Maybe a bigger one.
Wait, did you say that they were crafting something?
Sounded like it.
Well, then there has to be more.
Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
he was crafting it.
But I wasn't able to tell if there were a whole fleet of them, like how there was before when we ambushed, or if it's between 1 and 3. I couldn't see that far.
What do you think, Malia?
What? She was sitting there with like her whole symbol eating and just like finishing her spell stuff. What did I miss?
It sounds like there's some fire giants that are making something in the mountain, which I think is one of the things we were to look into, but there's one of them guarding the entrance.
Probably more.
Well, I guess we should go check out what they're doing.
Hmm.
All right. In the morning and night.
I have never fought a fire giant before. This is when we really needed Tia. She'll say like Mars and Cadmus, what with her tidal wave and...
Oh yeah, that would have been
bullshit
probably pretty
spells.
useful.
Oh no.
Except for the steam.
It gets,
Would have hidden us
it opens the
then.
pores.
Aye, or it takes them off.
Well, only if you're real close to it. You're all hearty folks, you'd be fine.
It'd just be like that spa day again.
All right. So, do we just go to bed now and go first thing in the morning, or do we wait until like? Do we do it in the middle of the day? Do we go tomorrow night? Probably sooner, but
What do you think, Scaffram? You hunt big things?
I can't say I've fought fire giants before.
oh come on, old man! There's a first time for everything.
Scaffram will reach down to his belt and tighten it a loop, being a giant or a belt of fire giant strength, and he's like, and a second time.
Well, good.
What do we know? I know Claros gave us kind of a bit of a breakdown of the hierarchy of fire giants. Where do they fall?
So fire giants are beneath cloud giants and storm giants.
Okay, gotcha. So they're higher up in the intelligence tier. They're not
Yeah,
hill
so
giants.
you can make me either you can make me a history roll to know a little bit more about them.
Cool.
I'd also allow Arcana for you. Why not?
They are the same for me. So that means I am 18.
18. So what you know about fire giants is that they tend to live around volcanoes or near magma-filled caverns. They use the blistering heat to make all sorts of crafts. They are master forgers and smiths. They're martial experts as well. They're incredibly warlike, basically. They design wonderful weapons and they use them in battle. If the frost giants are basically giant barbarians, these are giant fighters. They're more tactical, they are more clever, and they're feudal lords focused on being skilled artisans.
Okay, so not going to be super easy to dupe.
Yep, I mean, they're not as smart as most giants. They're more wise than anything, but they are quite hardy.
Gotcha.
And they can hit... you know what? They're a little bit tougher than frost giants, but you would say probably not much. Their greater intelligence is probably their greatest strength.
Yeah. I suppose we should at least try and go take a look. I don't think it's going to be...
We've had something to eat and a rest, so maybe we should just go for it.
Well, I need another probably 4 hours.
Yes, I need to set up, because to not be caught as unawares as I was earlier. I'm sorry again for that.
Alright.
You lived.
So, middle of the night?
Middle of the night. All right,
Wonderful.
and with that, you rest up. Everybody go ahead and swap out your spells. Prepare yourselves for what is going to be probably something awful.
Yeah.
All right.
So I should definitely stock Fireball, right, guys? That's definitely going to be the way to go.
Actually, fire giants do not have any elemental immunities.
Oh, not even resistances?
Not even resistances. In fact, I was talking with our team member who made the maps, and he's like, oh yeah, they can just like wade through the lava. And I'm like, no, they can't. And he's like, what do you mean? They're called fire giants. And I'm like, yes.
Right?
You would assume, right? But no,
So.
they're not. It's actually quite surprising to me how little they get on the basic giants. Like, they're just giant people.
Mm-hmm.
But
That hang out around lava? How does that work?
they don't fall in. Also, I'm just going to let you know, don't fall in.
Don't
push-
be Anakin.
Push them in.
There is a difference also between wading in lava and being submerged in lava. Okay?
Well, as Arnold
like
Schwarzenegger
A
says,
certain area burns versus all over burns?
Well, it's 18d10 or 10d10 per round.
Michael, that was so good.
Just based on the surface coverage.
Yeah, exactly, right? So
my
don't...
arm's out. I'm fine.
Anyway.
Oh no. Wonderful. All right. Yes, I am ready to go.
All right. So yeah, pardon me, storm giants. Storm giants have resistances.
Ooh.
They're the only ones out of anything. Although cloud giants get some cool stuff, but the basic giants, I mean, like, all hill giants get is a dowager's hump. You think I'm kidding?
They're the like ugly blobs.
They're the
Ah,
Titans
ones.
from Attack on Titan.
That's too bad.
More work. All right.
Yeah, like their figure, their minifig, is like there's this misshapen lump of.
I painted that really well, actually.
Yeah, you did actually, because he painted it for
It looks gross.
the Storm King game I was running.
It's
and we
actually
never
it's
ended
just
up using
there
it.
in the cupboard. All right, so You gather your supplies and you prepare to head out. You make your way through the mountains. All of you have dark vision, so this should be easy thanks to Ogwyn's goggles. And before long, you will hear it. In the distance, the sound of immense blacksmith hammers clanging. The further you go, the closer you get to the red glow on the mountainside. At this angle, you can see that earlier presumptions were accurate. Where once there was a corkscrew path winding up the entirety of the mountain, it appears to have been shattered off. You hope that there's a way up through the mountain. Otherwise, it will be quite difficult. As you approach, you see that about 100 meters up the mountain, a lone fire giant stands guard. Your pathway will take you about 70 feet beneath him, but from there you'll have to climb. Now, the handholds are fairly prominent. You should be able to climb up without issue on this side of the flowing lava that runs down the mountain in rivulets. What I'd like is an athletics roll from everyone.
May I cheat and use my broom?
You may cheat and use your broom.
Wonderful.
What was the roll for that?
Athletics, so strength and athletics.
13.
13? That actually in there, that is exactly what you needed. Would
25.
25. Cadamus is coming in with a 25 as well. And what'd you get, Mike?
The old man's working with a 35.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Making your way up, you
I'm
will...
guessing those two are proficient.
Yes.
I am not.
A little at home in the mountains.
I just happen to have magical tattoos,
Oh, wait, are they?
which has improved my strength from 13 to 23.
I'm gonna get ripped apart in the comments from this because the chat just posted that I'm wrong because I am, because there is one line that says that they are immune to fire. So
Oh,
Krista,
shit! Okay.
Krista, you are an ancient witch. If you would like to use ice ball instead of fireball, that is acceptable.
Oh, really? I could just say is ice ball a thing? Or
In
can
my
I just...
world, in my world, it is, because why is there only
Wonderful.
one version of a spell? That's stupid.
I totally agree.
Do you know how many versions of Mountain Dew we have?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah, so we've changed it up a bit for some of my stuff, because some of my stuff says thunder in particular.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's
almost
a
nothing
lightning
says
gun?
lightning, but Tempest is thunder and lightning.
it's true.
Yeah.
I am in league with
So
the
there's almost
drums.
no spells that actually do lightning, so I'm allowed to swap it.
Beautiful.
It's just nice.
Awesome. Ice ball it is.
And we've
I
done
don't
that
know
in
why I
Rain of
didn't
Memories
roll
as
that,
well.
or why I didn't notice that. How did I not? I mean, it's a very small, like, it's 3 words, but all right. So yeah, they are immune to fire.
It's like that got me on the Candlekeep with the cloud giants of going like, okay, it's immune to this, but resistant.
I gotta
hang on,
ask you what the deal with those giants were after this game.
Oh, definitely. They are my biggest
least-
regret of that game, and I'll talk
Are
about
they?
it later.
Oh,
Yeah.
At least there are very few things that are resistant to radiant.
True.
And a lot of my
Almost
spells
nothing.
are radiant or necrotic. You can kind of flippy flop sometimes.
all right.
We
Flip
picked.
flop, a flippity flop. The fun don't stop. Okay. Climbing up, you will find yourselves basically. So there's a big hole in the side of the mountain, about a 40-foot hole. Has been bored into its side. Lava flows freely out of it. The large pathway that's about 25 feet wide still continues to corkscrew up about 30 feet past the hole. And that is where you're going to climb up, basically, at the edge where it has been broken off. As you do so, you basically are looking down about a 30, about a 20-foot ramp to where this giant is holding guard. You kind of have him in 1/3 profile, so only his ear is facing you.
Mm-hmm.
He looks fairly bored and actually will stifle a tremendous yawn.
Can we see into the cave at all?
Not from this angle, really. However, how long are you waiting there?
I mean, probably enough to feel like we can get in behind him.
Okay. Can I get
But being careful with all this?
So, after about 20 minutes of just watching, he'll take another large yawn, scratch himself through his armor, and wander to the edge of this trail and begin to fiddle around with the clasp on his pants.
I look at Mally and like mouth. Do you think I can do something? Should I do something?
A gout of steam rises up, thick and cloudy, from in front of the giant.
Okay, I just want to... We would have probably talked about this in the camp beforehand, but how much are we trying to avoid killing everything on our way through? Or are we thinking we're just going to have to kill everything so it doesn't come up behind us? But if we kill this guy, we're probably going to like pull whatever's inside out after us.
If we can kill him quickly and quietly, I would presume that that's the optimal option.
Yeah, you're kind of Metal Gear Soliding it from here on in, I think.
Yeah.
So I
Alright.
guess you could do this non-lethally. Hideo Kojima would allow it. I don't know why I was trying to combine those names in my head.
Is there like... There's like a perma-stormer on the top of the mountain right now, right?
There is, yes.
So is there like thunderclaps and stuff like that, or?
Yes, quite a few.
So... I could conceivably set off a thunderclap behind him that might shove him off the mountain. Would he actually like go tumbling, do you think? Or is it
There's a
is
good
it gentle
chance.
that
Oh,
it
it's
would
not
not?
it's not a gentle slope. Although apparently the lava will not bother him like I once thought.
Okay.
So
This pushes 10 feet if they fail the save.
that would push him over the side and down the mountain.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go Thunder Wave and go up, try and sneak up behind him while he's pissing,
Sure.
and set up Thunder Wave right behind him.
Can I get you to make me a stealth roll, please?
With disadvantage, I know.
Actually, he is distracted enough. There's thunder roaring overhead. I'm gonna give you this flat.
I will also give you bless.
Oh,
What's that
hashtag.
A D4 for bless.
Okay.
Hashtag bless.
I never remember because I never
me
use
neither.
it.
I can cast it for free on you because I have your true name. So
Nat 20!
Are you kidding me?
Malia never gets nat 20s on stealth. This is amazing.
God. Well, you normally aren't blessed.
exactly.
Yeah, I got one on the blessed dice, and then my stealth, like, thing is +1, because I only have 13 decks.
All right. So as you approach, you're going to sneak up behind him and are going to set off a thunderclap.
So Thunder Wave.
Thunder wave.
It requires a con save.
Okay. Ha, ha, ha.
Would that be disadvantaged at all by surprise?
Ooh, you're reaching. You're reaching.
I don't know. I think I have to because this is a reach trying to do this.
I will also
What's-
cast Bane on him.
Okay, there we go. What is what does Bane do?
Minus a D4.
All right, roll me a d4.
Put that on me, damn it.
Can we spend
Yeah.
something good?
Oh, damn it, you can.
3.
3?
Minus
Okay.
3.
And what's my save DC?
Your save DC against me is, let me just recalculate it just to be sure.
Okay, I spent a something good happens to give him disadvantage. Which...
17.
Okay, 17?
Yeah.
Okay, with disadvantage, you are going to hit him. It pushes him 10 feet, you say?
Yes.
And
2d8 damage.
Alright, so roll me 2d8 damage. Okay. He is going to slip off the edge as he is pushed.
11.
And 11? Okay.
Yeah.
And against all odds is going to be able to pivot and grab the edge and starts dangling off. Alright, and can I get an initiative roll? Okay.
So that's a 5.
All right, throw your initiative in the chat and let's do this. Okay, so... Oh god, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, you did how much damage to him?
11.
11? Okay. Okay, so top of the initiative, we have... Oh, damn. Okay, that is going to be Malia.
I didn't realize that my Acts of Warning gave me advantage on initiative rolls.
Oh, really?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Because your son warns you. Okay, Cadamus. Mars, Ogwyn, and Giant. He rolled
my
a 1
God,
as well. He rolled a 1 as well, and I have to give it to you because you're not dangling off the side of a freaking mountain. Like, it's not a huge drop for him by comparison,
Yeah.
but it's still like a 30-foot fall for him.
Spectacular.
All right. And with that, so you are going to see that he is dangling off the edge of the mountain beneath you. Scaffram, it's your turn. What do you do?
I will charge forward and try to start taking fingers off of him that's holding onto the side.
All right, sounds good. If you can go ahead and make me an attack roll. In fact, you can make me several of them.
Yes.
Many attack rolls.
Oh, hello, Raid. Good to see you there.
Hi, guys.
Sorry, I was looking something up. Also, thanks for giving a gift sub, Chef. That's lovely.
I need one more 20-sided. 17, 20.
Also, before the 50 people in YouTube pop that comment, yeah, I did read the Giants wrong. My bad. I read it wrong while I was prepping another game, I think is what happened.
So I have in kind of reverse order.
Now, don't forget, Mike.
Yeah.
He's prone.
Okay.
So you have advantage on all attacks.
Oh, well, damn it. I need more 20-sided dice.
Yes, you do. That reminds me, your birthday's coming up.
Wait, it is?
Yeah, he's a Leo.
Oh.
Not yet.
It was Millie's birthday today.
Okay, well, let's change this a couple things.
Tonight we're drinking
Gun
Giant
tears?
tears?
Oh.
Giant tears.
I thought you said gun tears. And I was like, that's
James
a weird
Gunn's
thing.
tears. Suicide Squad is gonna be only okay.
Okay, so flip those out, flip that out, and flip that.
Yeah, like a third of Dork Tales is Leos. It's ridiculous. Anyway. All right, what do you got?
So we've got 21.
So that's a hit.
Okay, this is gonna be a lot of dice. Holy mackerel.
There's gonna be a lot of hits.
Yeah, so everything is uphill from there. So
Okay,
that
that's
one hit.
gonna be 3 hits with your first barrage. And then did you use your bonus action to attack as well?
Yes, and that one rolled 19, so that'll be
That's a crit.
critical.
Well, shit.
Yeah, so that's what's that? 4. Oh, that's a lot of 8-sided dice, man.
This is the only time I use digital rollers is on things like that.
Yeah, I should break one of those out.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3.
Google actually has one now.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this in 2 groups.
That sounds good. All right, give me damage. Just give me them. You can give me them all together. It doesn't matter to me.
Oh, well, maybe I should break out a calculator then.
I mean, do what feels best for you.
Okay, so I'll add all the bonuses after. So it's 12 plus 8. 8 plus 8 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 7 for a grand total of 64 points of damage.
6. Okay. And then and you made sure to double your crit, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
I rolled 2 dice for that.
Nice. All right, and you added all your magic bonuses and everything.
Yep.
Perfect.
A lot of adding.
All right, 64. That is. You know, these guys have hundreds of hit points. 1 sec. Okay. He is still holding on as you start to cleave through the fingers of his left hand. He's wearing these thick iron bracers on his hands that wrap up these full gauntlets of molten iron. And as you start to cut through, you're going to completely cleave off his fingers and thumb, and he's going to be dangling off of his right arm only. Malia, it's your turn.
Hey. Okay, so he's still holding on, though.
He's still holding on with one hand. It's about 120, 130 foot drop, so for him about 30 feet. He still takes the d6 damage from the fall, though, because physics.
Yeah, I guess
This
I
kiwi's
will
actually
just
pretty good.
give him a smack.
I believe in you.
Alright. I'm gonna fling my hammer at him.
Sounds good.
I'm
have
gonna
a note.
step back far enough that I can actually, fling it.
Yeah.
Which, I guess he's 10 feet away from me now.
So here's the problem, though. He's prone, and you're throwing a ranged weapon, so you have disadvantage.
Or do I?
Yep.
Hey, Kelly, I have a note on here that says, because I have this slasher ability, and it says if I wound a creature on a critical hit, they become wounded. What does that mean?
So on a critical hit, it means that their speed drops to 0, and... Ooh, one more thing for slasher. One sec.
Well, I guess, okay, I'll step up and actually hit it then.
Cool, sounds good. It will still do the additional giant damage. It does an
No, it's
extra...
just on ranged.
Is it just on ranged?
Yeah, that's how it was described at least.
This...
Because you deal an extra d8 when thrown, and then 2 extra d8 against giants.
It will still deal that if you strike him at point blank range.
Okay.
Because this thing was designed to kill giants. That is not the way it works in the book, but that is not the weapon that you think it is. Potentially. Hold on, I'm just looking that up for you real quick, Mike.
I just found it. It says critical hit on slashing damage gives them disadvantage to all attack rolls on the next turn.
Ugh, he is not having a good day. He's just interning here.
That's 28 to hit.
Yeah, that is a hit.
Well, I have 6 strength now.
Oh yeah.
Right? Okay, that makes sense. 28 damage.
28 damage. Ooh, that is really solid. Bringing your hammer down, you're going to smash him directly in the hand. You're going to feel... Or are you aiming for the head?
I really want him to just let go, so I will aim for the
I'm going
hand.
to give him a strength save. Oh my god. Okay. All right, so bringing that down on his hand, he is going to slip and start to fall. Mars, it's your turn. He could still make a sound. What do you do?
How close is he now?
He's falling. So between the ticks of initiative, he's about 40 feet beneath you now.
I want to use bow and arrow and a,
Sneak attack?
How can I sneak attack it if he's falling away, though?
You spend your bonus action to aim.
Bonus, right.
Because Tasha's made
advantage.
rogues unbelievably broken. Also, hello, Raid. Good to see you there.
Hi, guys.
Okay, and I also want to spend an inspiration to try to get him right in, like, through the mouth, through the throat.
Through the
just to
throat? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so roll with advantage, please.
Thanks. Sneak attack and...
And advantage.
And advantage, so...
Oh my god. May the odds be in your favor.
One dice. Cat, pray for me. Burn, baby. Come on.
Did you
One
crit?
was a 1. Well, no, one was a 1.
Okay, okay.
The other, though, is a 25.
That is probably a hit. Roll me damage.
I did that at the same time.
Sounds good. All right, so
6. 22. 23. That
oh wow,
is
thank you very much.
28 damage.
28 damage. That's a nice and solid hit. Your arrow flies, and as he starts to open his mouth, the arrow is going to hit him in the side of the throat. Blood is going to start gushing out over his armor as this fire giant falls. He's going to grab it. It's going to stun him for just a second before he can take in a sharper breath to yell out for aid. Cadmus is going to hold his action to hit anything that comes out of that cave mouth. Ogwyn, it's your turn. Use it or lose it.
Okay. I would like to know
Yes.
if I cast infestation,
Ooh.
if I can fill his mouth with bees.
Yes. Your other something good happens will vanish, but I'll allow you to.
I have other things that I can do, but if it's gonna take extra things, I won't do it. But if I could just like roll for it or something.
Honestly, it would have been so funny if you filled his mouth with bees and my initiative
And
came
he-
after and I was able to close it.
And then he just dies of anaphylaxis because it's actually a giant Macaulay Culkin.
Well, so he fell.
Hey,
Nice.
I think we've just had a first happen. Somebody
Oh.
subscribed at tier 3.
Oh my god, the ginger girly, thank you so
My,
much.
Yeah,
holy
Gingies.
crap, thank you.
What?
Oh, do you know them?
No, I
No.
just.
Oh, okay.
They're just a fellow ginger.
They're ginger,
Oh, well,
apparently.
we got a lot of redheads in this stream today.
I'm not
Hell yeah.
worthy.
I'm not
Exactly.
worthy. Oh my god. Thanks, Ginger.
I just wanted to. So he is currently falling, and he's just gonna land.
He's going to land hard. So he is going to take... I'll subtract his height from it. He's going to take 10d6 damage when he lands.
Oh, okay. Then no, it's all good. In that case,
Your biggest worry is if he alerts more guards.
yes, that's kind of what I'm realizing. In that case, I am. Sorry, I thought I was. I didn't think he had fallen yet, and I was like prepping to push him
He's
off.
in the process of falling.
Yeah,
right? So
I had prepped my turn to do that, and now I'm like, oh shit.
That's
no,
okay, that's
not
okay.
that.
You're not used to playing wizards very often either, right?
It's very true.
You're
I
normally-
play
you're
paladins. I just smite things.
And that's an on-off switch. Do I smite? Smite rave.
Exactly. Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna cast Witch Bolt.
Oh yeah, that's good. All right, so that is a ranged attack. Now he is no longer prone because he is flying.
Hooray!
So you are going to have even odds to hit him.
26.
26 will hit him.
Wonderful. I'm going to cast this. Does he look pretty mucked up?
He is beyond bloodied.
Okay, I'm gonna cast this as a second level spell, just so I get 2d12 just in case I roll really bad.
Okay, and I'm gonna roll his falling damage. Okay.
18 lightning damage.
All right. Lightning streaks out of your fingers from Witch Bolt, striking him in the chest. You hear the air exit his lungs, but not in a scream, as he hits the ground hard. Now, here is the thing. If you fall for more than 100 feet onto water, it's like striking concrete. He falls onto lava. And though he's immune to fire, he is not immune to the crushing depths, for as he gasps in, the molten rock begins to fill his mouth and lungs. And as he dies, he seeps down into the river of molten rock, not burned, but smothered forever, with barely a sound aside from the bolts of lightning. And with that, you are out of combat.
Whew.
Well, that went surprisingly well.
Definitely could have gone worse.
Ooh, yeah.
You're not going to believe this, Shate, Cadmus says, gesturing into the cavern.
I'll go look.
All right, and y'all can go to roll 20 right now. There is no vision turned on here because, trust me, it's bright in here.
Yeah.
Inside of here, you see an immense corridor. The ground is a river of lava that pours out in twin streams on either side of that cave entrance, you realize. One kind of over and another under, like a waterfall. Steel-bridged walkways connect across this room. And as you look up, you will see that these immense walkways go between what looks like old cavern bits. Bits of molten calcium, stalactites and stalagmites still perch from the floor and roof. The walls are also covered with the dripping, waxy deposits from ancient times. But also, you can see that this has been hollowed out, bored into and melted. Ahead of you, you see that there are a pair of humans, well, a human and a halfling it looks like, being tortured, held over a pit here, in cages, some 20 feet over the lava. They're not moving. Perhaps they're dead. To the right, at the first junction, you see off an island another set of bridges that moves over. A fire giant is bellowing orders down at captured humans, elves, gnomes, and halflings, and even a dwarf. On the other side, the edge of your vision, you'll see the gray body of a stone giant. That is the one who's making the noise. Clang, clang, clang. Chipping away parts of an immense stone block. The size of a small ship. Another fire giant watches impassively from an island to the north, and you can see the edge of another one off a little bridge. But what catches your attention the most, and I'd like a perception roll off of all of you. Oh, wow, thank you guys so much. There's like so many subscriptions right now. You're wonderful.
Sorry, 18.
18.
26.
Okay.
Three.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
So you will not be able to see this. Scafram?
18.
18, and okay, you and Cadmus. So Ogwyn, you are just looking around at the suffering and probably getting enraged because I think you're probably very anti-slavery.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of your, I mean, given that you're basically Doctor Who, I think that that's probably one of your big things.
Pretty much.
The rest of you are going to see on the other side. The lava is all coming from a central point in this cave. There. A mound, a small mountain that rests, a mound that rests atop the other lava. A cage. Bolted into the magma itself. Is it magma? Is it magma if we're inside of a cave with it? It's kind of weird. It's not on the surface, but it kind of is. So we'll keep with lava. The lava pours out of this cage. From here you can see that there are glittering, glowing red runes engraved into the thick metal bars. They arc with red energy, and you will hear a horrible, strangled noise. Flame erupts into the air, pushing at the edges of the cave with a cacophonous, cawing noise, a shrill, trilling bird call. Deeper and more full of anguish and rage than any avian sound you have ever heard. The red magical energies arc, and you see a spray of fiery blood. And from the door, even Ogwyn, you'll be able to hear this and hear the death cry of whatever animal is inside. The rest of you are going to be able to notice the creature inside of the cage looked like it was struggling to get out. But when it did, the magical energies arced in and slew it. It was a bird made of fire. I would like an Arcana roll from anybody who was witnessing this.
Okay. 21.
13.
13?
13 and 21.
13 and 21, okay. And Cadmus...
8.
8, okay. Cadmus is bringing a 17. Malia, you are going to immediately recognize what that is. It's a phoenix. They're melting the mountain by turning a phoenix into a blast furnace. As it dies, you see a shockwave of heat escape, and parts of the wall begin to crisp and tumble away into slag. The body crystallizes, becomes an egg, and begins to swell. Whatever magic is inside of that cage is accelerating its aging process. Feel free to ask any questions you like.
Now, so I, as a player, know a lot of the lore around Phoenix.
You got a 21 on your Arcana roll.
What is that in D&D?
So, in D&D, allow me to give you a little bit of details. A Phoenix is a particularly potent elemental. It is basically it is a gargantuan elemental, normally, when it's allowed to grow to full size at least. They're completely neutral. When a phoenix dies, it explodes. Every creature within 60 feet of it basically gets hit by a fireball. It is incredibly potent. It is a legendary monster and deals double damage to objects and structures. It has fiery talons. Long story short, it's from one of the planes. They are all male, and the phoenix rarely stays in one place for long, as it strives to transform a world into an inferno, basically to make a nest. They are incredibly potent creatures. And this is one of I would say one of the more monstrous things you've seen an animal used for, or a creature used for.
Okay. Do they have a language?
They speak... no, they do not.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to hope that if we can get through this, that it will understand the language of actions and not crisp us.
I think that most things kind of... Oh, yeah, they're not smart. This one might be, though. It's my world, so hey. I honestly think that, like, I think that it would... Wow, they really did Phoenixes dirty in that book, now that I flipped through it real quick. So, perhaps they speak Primordial.
Okay, Primordial.
Primordial or Ignan.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ignan.
Probably Ignan, right? Like, the fact that the Phoenix should have telepathy, like, if it's a real Phoenix...
Well, because Phoenixes, while neutral, are also generally, like, most of the lore around them is generally that they're good. They might not go out of their way, but that they're not gonna do you dirty if you help them.
I'm gonna retcon that and say that generally they are neutral, but probably hot-tempered but honorable.
Okay.
I want to lead a little bit more into the Eastern Phoenixes, I think, than the jerk Phoenix in this book.
Okay.
So. And thank you very much. I appreciate that, chat.
I'm gonna kind of... I guess it looks like near us there's some little pillars of rock that we could hide behind.
Yes, there are.
Okay. I'm gonna suggest that we go kind of hide behind that out of sight of the entranceway. And I guess try and discuss and see if, like, quietly, if we can try and figure out how we can maybe take these on one by one and not get all of them on us at once.
Do you guys mention that there's a phoenix? I didn't see it.
Yes. With all that information, Malia is just going to horrifiedly kind of be like, do you see what they're doing?
All right, so grab... All right. You grab a space behind one of the boulders on the right.
Like, we probably don't have to actually talk too quietly.
Oh no,
so noise.
the lava is boiling and bubbling here. Mars, you are not comfortable, Mars.
No.
Everyone else is 5 times more uncomfortable than the fire-resistant tiefling. As soon as you step inside here, anyone with a scrap of metal armor is going to start sweating buckets. Malia even more so, because you are wearing incredibly heavy, thick armor made of adamantine.
Yep. At least it's just half plate.
Every 10 minutes you spend inside of this room, I'm going to need you to make a Constitution save to not generate exhaustion.
All right.
Can I use my decanter of endless water to occasionally splash water on my head?
Yes, basically just turn it upside down in your shirt.
If I were, say, immune to fire damage,
yes,
would I still be taking that exhaustion?
Are you immune to fire damage?
I can be.
No, you would not be.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to cast Investiture of Flame. And I am immune to fire damage, resistant to cold damage, but I am going to stay a little bit away from everyone because I will burn them if they end their turn in my square. So I'll just be standing a little bit away from everyone.
Ogwyn, I want you to make me another perception roll. Everyone else can make me an insight roll. Ogwyn gets to use perception because she speaks giant.
Not good, guys. I'm rolling a garbage tonight.
I mean, I have fantastic insight, so this is good.
9.
9. Would you like to use your determination?
Oh, yes. What does that do again?
Gives you your proficiency bonus again, so another +4.
Sure. 13?
Ooh, that's not the right one. One sec. There we go. Sorry, I moved the icons, so now they are... There we go. You are going to hear in the distance the sound of giant yelling at a moment of a whip cracking. What did you all get on your insight rolls?
26.
26? Perfect.
I got it. 10.
All right. Looking forward, you will see at the top corner of this, well, at the top left, where that fire giant was leaning back. You could just barely see them on that leftmost passageway. They pull back, and you will hear the sound of a thick whip striking. And then you will hear a deep voice. Ilott, Lothar. And the lash comes again. From the other side of the cave, you'll hear another voice ring out. Deeper, slower. At which point, a fire giant standing and watching the humans and stone giant carve will bark an order. The stone giant's the one who made that rebuttal originally. And Krista, you as Ogwyn are going to be able to hear. The first fire giant leans forward and brings the lash home. It's what catches your attention, so you don't catch every word as it bubbles over the lava toward you. Work harder. Don't stop. No. Leave her alone. I will work. Yes, you will. The fire giant in the center barks at the stone giant. Please. Carve faster. The fire giant bellows.
I think it's not just the humans that are the slaves here. I think the stone giants are as well. Perhaps if we can let them go, they'll help us.
Maybe 3, 4.
You hear at least 2 of them. You can't see another stone giant from where you are.
No, I meant the fire giants.
You can see 3 at the moment.
Okay.
3 of them. I think we can handle that. If it's all there is. I mean, if more comes out, we should prioritize releasing the humans and the stone giants.
They've kind of set themselves up a bottleneck.
Yes. Works for us.
Yeah. The one... So the stone giant we can see, does he appear to be shackled?
He is not.
Okay.
It looks like whatever he's working on, he needs to move around to do it.
Right. So, whichever one he said he was trying to protect one?
Yes.
It must be around the corner or something.
Mm-hmm. Wherever the one was lashing just recently.
So that one might be restrained as leverage over that one, I think. From what you said. So I guess we have to take those fire giants quick.
Alright.
Take the closest one and move on.
Hey, what's the plan?
Okay. Take out the closest one. Get the release the humans, and then work towards the other ones.
All right, let's have a plan this time. I don't want to go in there like the frost giants. What do you have?
Hit it really hard.
That's a good strategy.
I can throw ice at him.
That's probably a good one. I can. Mostly just tricks and fighting. I guess Scaffram and I'll take the front. Mars, can you sneak behind?
I think so. It's just so fucking hot in here.
It's fucking hot.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Should we have a fallback code word or something to just get out if we need to? 'Cause I think we're starting to get in a little bit over where we need to be here.
I think we have to go through, though, don't we?
Aye. There's a cavern on the other side. Hopefully it goes through. But if we disrupt this, we can save them. And we can make sure they don't make any more damn weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we can maybe pull them outside?
I wish that there was something that we
Probably
could do to
not.
like trap them in the lava and then freeze or solidify the lava somehow.
Maybe we could if we get, but we'd have to get that thing free first.
Yeah.
Are these things?
Which things are we talking about?
The fire giants.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like right on the edge of platforms, or are they like actually like would 5 feet of movement make them not on a plank anymore?
I think most of them are pretty solidly on where they are.
Okay.
I mean, basically, kind of picture them as theater kids working a catwalk. Like they're being safe enough.
Fair. Okay. Got it.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure they were.
Oh, that reminds me. We're in a lava cave now.
Perhaps I can try to draw them this way if I fly out over the lava.
Aye, but what if they spike you down?
They can try.
Well, that's comforting.
Yes, I'm not close enough to anything.
There we go.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, all I got is fly in and hit things. So what do you guys want to do?
Yes, I think Mally's gonna kind of communicate that, well, she can set spirit guardians around her so that the area around her will cause damage to them. If she can get close enough, she can curse them or cast contagion on them. But otherwise, it is throw a hammer or guiding bolt, stuff like that.
Guiding bolt is a good option. I'm gonna say that out of character.
Yeah, well, it is. It's radiant and it's 120 feet, so.
And doesn't it give advantage on the next attack?
Yes.
If these things are immune to fire, why are we trying to fight them on their own playground?
Because I don't think we have
because
much of an
because
option.
they're too smart to be drawn outside. They know they have the advantage here.
Well,
They
we
would just
did
clump
we
up.
did kill their guard, so they might be intrigued on finding out how we pulled that off.
Yeah, but they probably will be able to call reinforcements if we don't just start picking them off as we go.
We'll do it just like we did at Scrayhammer. You remember that one? Hard, fast, like a lightning bolt. Hey, Scaffram.
But stay together and then go in there and hit them one at a time.
I can
Aye.
hit the one closest to us right here. I think
Yeah.
I can make it
Let's just
before
do
we
it.
even move in.
It's like that time we ran the gauntlet at Scrayhammer. Just like a gauntlet. But we have to concentrate fire.
Let's take that first one then.
Should I throw something on the first run?
We could try to disable them so he can't chase after us and then move on to the next one.
At the very least.
Alright. Does anybody have anything they want to do to amp up?
Yeah,
Ogwen's sitting there perfectly cool and her like ice crystals falling off of her. I'm ready.
Like, I can make things go boom. I can throw some poison somewhere, but that will also affect us if it ends up in a gas form. In something.
Saffron's gonna throw his decanter of water towards Mars. You look like you need this more than I do.
Does anyone move slowly?
All of the dwarves have 25-foot movement.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay. Can't help all of you.
Help the two male dwarves, because Malia's got stuff that does ranged.
Got it.
Whereas they're up close and personal fighters, I'm pretty sure.
So to rush up to there, that's going to take 3 rounds of running.
Yeah.
There are 3 rounds of double movement, which you could try to stealth that.
My broom has a fly speed of 50 and
So-
can carry up to 400 pounds.
But it looks
So that would be
Like for
one of the
me-
dwarves.
Okay.
that if
With
I get
armor,
to the,
you could take one
yes.
of the dwarves and
no,
Mars.
totally.
if I get to the foot of the first bridge, I can hit the first fire giant with guiding bolt.
Nice.
That will
Actually,
be
you-
within 120 feet.
You could take one of the dwarves because you have to carry yourself.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So,
Scaffrin, do you want to ride?
On the broom.
I'll get you there faster.
aye. Do it, old man. All distracted from the front. Will you hop from behind, maybe?
Like, you better be there when I start hitting it.
Aye, don't worry. I'll be there. It just will take me a minute to catch up.
Well, in a minute I'll have it dead.
Then I'll beat you to the next one.
All right, let's go.
Gavin hops on the broom.
Wonderful.
Alright.
You're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
have to drive though.
You don't have any,
I've got
like...
to cast.
You don't have any of that, like, haste magic, do you?
Not a sorceress.
Damn, that would be really nice right about now.
Right? I'm
Right.
Vera here. So Mally is gonna try sneaking up to the foot of this bridge and seeing if she can kind of stay low and out of sight. Which, on that note, she's gonna pull up the hood of her, like, just plain cloak to hide her very red hair.
Okay, sounds... Actually, your red hair might actually be better camouflage here.
That's
Oh.
Well, I was thinking my cloak is probably just, like, brown.
The ground
the
is
plain,
red.
like, traveling cloak.
But fair. What I'd like is, can I get you and Cadmus to both make me disadvantage? Because there's not the crashing lava here.
You're right.
You know what? Damn, Cadmus, that's gonna be a 14.
Hell yeah.
What's my passive perception?
That's actually not bad. 17.
17? Cool, cool, cool. With disadvantage?
Yep, I rolled a 19 and a 16.
Okay, I gotta double check something real quick. Stealth. Okay, that is a 13 for Cadmus, my bad. And Mars, are you approaching this way as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Then give me a stealth roll.
Woo! At least I can do that part. Whee! Oh no.
Would you roll?
12.
Malia, you sneak forward low and careful. And then suddenly you hear ka-chink, ka-chink. As soon as Cadmus puts a foot on the side of this walkway, the iron at the bottom of his boots clangs loudly. Oh shite. Oh shite. Sorry. And that's the point that Mars takes a step forward, and as she puts her weight on the bridge, you hear as she steps on the corner, and the entire thing shifts just a little bit, and the fire
no.
giant to the north turns and goes. And in giant, you will hear him say, "Fresh meat." And I need an initiative roll that we're going to enact right after our break.
With an extra hurt the more.
With an extra hurt the more. Oh god, another one.
Oh my.
Okay, so Cadmus, it did not do well. Alright, so let's just do initiative real quick and then we'll take a quick break. Oh damn. So Scaffram. So feel free to move up to 100 places with Scaffram, because you would have been able to while they were heading up. So then it is Mars. Then it...
On the note of like this really hot cavern and the fact that we're like dealing with a lot of hot, I am so freaking glad I got this undercut done.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is great. The back of my neck is not nearly as sweaty as I think it would have been if I still had all my hair.
Absolutely.
Ogwen, and then...
This is just
all right.
so nice.
So we are going to see how this fight goes right after this break. Hey, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the portion of the program where we talk to the chat. So Winter's off. Winter got a phone call, so she'll be back in a little bit. Until then, we're going to talk to you about stuff. So, hey, everybody. Holy crap, we got a lot of subs tonight. That was fantastic. And a tier 3 sub is amazing.
Wow.
I'm super excited about that. I also wanted to say hello to everybody there. It is good to see you all. And, God, we had a lot of raids. Everybody's raiding so much these days. It's so nice.
It's lovely, yeah.
I love having such good stream friends. Because I love it when people pop up and it's like who was it tonight? It was Devil's Luck, who I love spending time with. It was... Oh, Angie Pop was in the chat for a while. That's awesome. I like Angie Pop. Oh, crap. I got to email Angie Pop. Because they invited me to...
What is it? Devil's Luck Gaming... Lords and Ladies of Fate. That is an awesome name, by the way.
It really is. Now, I want to know what the deal with Lords and Ladies of Fate is. Hold on.
So those were the 2 raids tonight, it looks like.
And then the Ginger Girly came in and just, like, bought so many subs. Like,
well, them
Just
and
clean
500
house.
did, like,
did they?
huge drop of bits.
oh, I saw that, and I was like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, so, like, 500 did, like, 2,500 bits.
Oh my God.
Ginger Girly
I've never
did,
had
like,
that
15.
many bits. I think they won an award for that.
And then they
just
subscribed at tier 3, and then they gave out 5 tier 1 subs. Like, holy crap, this person.
now. What did I do to make you love me?
And then
I'll do
second
more.
gen jumped in there with the 5 tier 1
Oh, did
subs
she?
as
I didn't
well.
see that. Oh, that's great.
Yes. And all of that, of course, led to a hype train in which we completed level 5. Like, holy crap, guys. So
That's amazing. Sorry, I was, you know what's really funny? I got to complain about something about myself real quick. We always have these great outpourings of people showing up and doing amazing things. And it's when I'm having an issue, because I had 2 mistakes that I made this episode that have made me feel like, like head beating. Like, 1, the fire thing with the fire giants. And then 2, I'm looking over the Phoenix's stats and I'm like, this is way different than I imagined it. I looked at its stats, not its write-up as much, because it's a phoenix. I know what a phoenix is in my world. And then I'm like giving you, oh yes, phoenixes are complete assholes. I didn't, So let's, but I feel like the retcon mid-game is like, oh, damn it.
Did these people never play the Final Fantasy like Phoenix Summon? Because
I have specifically...
That's my Phoenix.
If you save this Phoenix, you will be able to get a feather, which means you will have Phoenix down.
Which is just amazing.
Because you know I'm going to do that. You know!
Well,
Yeah.
though, I mean, gotta say though, like, oh well if you did not 100% read through the exact description of something well before. Because, I mean, we had comments in there of, holy crap, this DM is evil.
Oh, yeah.
I feel bad for that poor fire giant and stuff like that. Like, people were getting, like, hit hard with your description of how it died and, like...
Well, it's because that's where my mind goes, right? Someone's like, actually, he's immune to fire. And I'm like, oh, that's worse, actually. You do understand how that's worse?
Yes.
Because lava is a liquid, kind of. Which means...
Saffron is a giant slayer, not a giant tickler. So, things are going to happen.
I want your real name to be the Giant Tickler.
The giant tickler.
Tickle, 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 tickle.
You just tickled
Oh my god, we're Lark Network. What are you doing rating us like
Hello.
this?
Hi, Lark!
The Lark. I play a character sometimes named Lark, so it's oh my god, DM Mike,
They have
what
a
are you doing?
network named after you.
Hi, DM
Welcome.
Mike Gaming.
But
Thank
good to see you.
for
Good
the
to see you.
resub.
We're on our chat break. So raid. Oh, I want to play an orc now. Ready to serve.
As someone who played one
Lord.
yesterday, I recommend it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
loved your
so
mask.
Much.
I just wish we could have gotten you louder.
Yeah.
But you would have blown out Game Raider girl. Thank you. Oh, this is more bitter than I thought it was. Hold on,
So, I started out
what's up?
with one of these big venti Starbucks mug things
Not
full
sponsored.
of iced coffee. I have now refilled it with soda.
Have you?
Ah, there you go.
I have 3 drinks right now. I've got a coffee, I've got some like hydration fluid, and I've got Robin. The kiwi's really good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the giant tears are kiwi flavored because of course they are. Hey, g'day. You want to have a beer? I already messed it up. Have a bear on the dick. Damn it.
Bear on the dick.
Damn it. I'm out. I'm fired. I'm no longer the dungeon master. Someone else swap in. Krista, you've had a good
No.
track record so far.
No. No, not after my I realized.
Okay, what'd you
I've
do
been
wrong? What'd you do
worried
wrong?
about
I wanna hear about it.
Nothing. I didn't do anything wrong.
Who did you
But
kill?
I didn't. Well, I sadly didn't kill anyone. But Taryn was playing. Well, Taryn and Robin were playing these wonderful characters that talk to the dead.
Yes,
Taryn
the sapphic goths.
specializes. Yes, Taryn specializes. Taryn's character Rowan specialized in speaking to the dead, and she comes across all of these cloud giant ghosts, and I didn't let her talk to them. And I felt like garbage afterwards because it didn't click in my head when we were playing. And as soon as the game ended, I was like, why didn't I let her talk to them? Because there was nothing in the module was like, if your players try to talk to them, right? And it just didn't click to be like, no, just make something up, let her talk to them, and then maybe they won't fight. But she kept trying to, and I felt so bad. I hate having a player that didn't get to do something that their character should have been able to do.
Excuse me, but we're playing cards right now. Do you mind?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's one of the problems with modules that a lot of dungeon masters face is they put blinders on you.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that is the number one thing. If you go and folks who are not from the channel or are new here, if you go and watch the Curse of Strahd game I ran, it's on our YouTube. That thing's quality level, it starts real strong, and then I get stage fright from the module. I've been running role-playing games for 20 years now. Yeah. I've run some really amazing role-playing, I'm not humble bragging, but I've run some really great ones. And then I try to run a module, I'm like, I start messing up.
And it started going back up when we were like, you know what? We don't give a flying fuck about the module. Kelly, run your own game.
I rewrote
Just base it
Strahd's
in the stuff,
backstory. I'm like, I can't run him. He's too much of an incel. Though, he literally is.
He really was.
I was watching a bunch of videos on BreadTube about the incel stuff, and while I'm looking through the Strahd book, and I'm like, that's Strahd.
Yeah.
But Strahd. But he what? Right? So I had to rewrite his backstory, so at least
You
he
find
was.
a freaking diary entry about how he killed his brother because the chick they both liked picked the brother.
No, this is true. So, minor spoiler for Strahd.
It's like, oh yeah, just kill your sibling.
Strahd's backstory is what you would expect of it. My players found Strahd's diary, and I'm not going to spoil you on this. They opened it up. They read his backstory, and in and out of character, because sometimes when you're really in character, but out of character, you're saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. And it's you're not meta, but you're meta. It's that beautiful Schrodinger's meta. They laughed for 10 minutes straight. In character and out of character.
I was in character. I was a freaking Goliath. I'm like, this is a weak little pansy we're up against. He was so threatened that he couldn't even win the girl's affection without killing his sibling. What the hell's wrong with him?
So
That's no man. That sort of thing, right?
I had him retcon it, and when they're like, "We have your diary," he's like, Which one? I've written so many different versions over the years. Right? I have, like, the whole Joker, like, I have many pasts. Some are true, some are traps for fools like you. Do you think I would actually write something so pathetic that wasn't a trap? Right? Like, that type of thing? Because otherwise he's so pathetic. And then he ended up marrying Amy.
Like, Dawncaller didn't say anything, but at the moment it was kind of like...
God damn, Amy.
What fool degenerates themselves as part of a trap? This does not seem accurate.
It is the best I could do given the material. But the game got a lot better.
But that was her opinion of Strahd, was it?
So...
Okay.
Rime of the Frostmaiden also... Actually, I will say, out of all of the modules, because we run Rime of the Frostmaiden, there's a good chance that you came to us for Rime of the Frostmaiden, because that's... We're like number 1 or 2 or 3 on YouTube for all the Rime of the Frostmaiden streams, which is mind-boggling for me. So a lot of people like our Rime of the Frostmaiden game. It's the best module that I've ever seen from Wizards of the Coast. And it's because the entire beginning of it is open-ended.
Well, you know, I actually really want to play Storm King's Thunder. But it needs heavy, like... It needs heavy fixing to bring that storyline all the way through.
Yeah.
Because I would love to play that... Like, I know what happens. But I would love to play it. Well, no, see, what I want to play it with Kelly having run it. Having pulled
You just want me to do giant voices.
Well, I think it's an awesome story. Like, it's a great story. They just didn't pull the thread all the way through to give the party a reason to be involved.
Also, thank you, DM Mike, for your comments there. That's very sweet. The other night, what was I running? It was during Candlekeep last night. I was interacting with the chat with... It's always weird watching myself do it on the VOD, because I'm like... Because I'm doing it with one hand. That's why Dorktails typos so much, is because I've got my laptop here and my streaming computer here, and I'm typing with one hand while I'm playing when I'm a player or a DM. And I'm like... And sometimes I'll do this guy, but usually I'm doing one-handed. But I said, like, hey, out of all of the games that Wizards of the Coast has made, the modules, which is your favorite that we haven't run? Because right now we've run Rime of the Frostmaiden, we're running Ghosts of Saltmarsh this Sunday night, by the way. You should come and watch it. Amy's the DM for that. And I actually, this is how crazy I feel right now. So Rime of the Frostmaiden is going to be over in the next, like, month or two. So I gotta worry about what's gonna replace that slot, which is gonna be another D&D game, because hey, people like D&D. I believe that there's going to be a new module released in September, because that's usually when they do it, which is perfect because we'll be done like 2 months in advance, and then we get a little bit of a break. We can go play a little Call of Cthulhu in the meanwhile, maybe some aliens, and then we can play whatever new module it is. But if that doesn't come out, I keep looking at this like for hosting and channel purposes, like, oh, I want to fill that slot with something so that we, keep, performing for people, because that's what we do. We're big drama nerds. And I keep looking at 2 games. And one, of course, is Descent into Avernus, which we would probably just skip the first 3 chapters and be like, welcome to hell, chapter 1. Welcome, make level 5 characters, now you're in hell. And the other one, Tiny Poison, is going back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist and actually running it correctly. And I say correctly because the first game that was ever officially ran on this channel on Twitch, we have a couple of episodes that we filmed with cameras, and then I spliced them together. I'm a much better director than I was in those videos. If you go watch them, they're on our YouTube. I'm actually much better than that. We started this channel in November of 2018 with... it was 2018, right? It was 2018, 19, 20. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. And it was with Extra Life. So we did a 25-hour playthrough of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. And we got to like chapter 3, 4 maybe? Out of like 8 or something like that. Like we binged it. I had a mental breakdown 20 hours in. Yeah. And then I think I made one of the players Amy pitched in for about an hour so I could take a nap.
We ran interviews.
Yeah, for the pub or the inn you ended up getting.
I always felt
feel-
like that in. I've run that with 2 different groups, and that
What, Waterdeep?
well, I didn't run it. I've been in it twice, and that always just like that inn just fucks you.
Why?
I don't know. It just feels like everyone's like, ooh, an inn, and then like,
And Nacro, you just pointed out the number one thing that Amy hates about this game, and that Christine hates about this game, and that I hate about that module. You don't
no fucking
steal a
dragons.
There's no dragons. They're talking about the coin the dragons.
yes,
Because dragons are like the gold coins or the platinum coins of
all
Waterdeep.
dragons, yeah.
And that is such a pain in the ass, because I wanted to steal a dragon. So I
Or at
kinda
least like
wanted
a statue of one.
So
a dragon egg.
for that particular thing of Dragon Heist, I have even worse memories of it because I was not a player. I was behind the scenes
Right.
modding with Amy in this room, both of us sitting around my desk with our laptops while everybody else played, and we made coffee and tea and food
were
and all that
lovely.
sort of stuff for them, and we had to stay up the same amount of time with nothing to do
Yeah,
besides like interact with the chat, which we didn't have a ton.
yeah, the time, yeah,
Yeah,
And we were
had
keeping an eye on the
we had
extra
like
life
an
donations and
80-person
whatnot.
raid at one point. That was pretty cool.
yeah.
I mean, it
One,
was-
yeah.
It was really good, but by the 20-hour mark, Amy and I were going down YouTube rabbit holes,
yeah.
watching, like, I think I ended up watching, like, some Russian ballet, like, dance video at some
Yeah.
point.
That was
Because I
the
just-
Princess
I
Tutu
need-
music video.
No, it was not. It was old-fashioned video camera
Okay.
Russian ballet of some sort.
The Lost. I've heard a lot about
And I
the
was
Lost.
just doing this the whole time, just like,
Yeah.
Lost Lab.
And then by 9 a.m. when we finished, and everybody started packing up to go home, I was cleaning up with everybody, and all of a sudden I'm wide awake and can't sleep.
Yep.
So guess who stayed up until 9 p.m. that day, that night?
Oh, apparently I
See.
needed a roar from you, and Stormshank says that I got someone to roar off camera.
Oh, did we?
Probably. It was probably Amy.
And Amy
going,
and I probably just went, "Roar."
Right? It's because I kept trying to involve you as much as possible, but like, and then you came in at the end for like 20 minutes because
Yeah, I played for like not an hour or so. I
'Cause
took
at-
over somebody's character because
at
somebody just didn't
At
want to.
7:30 in the morning, I was like, I'm so tired, and it was like 8:30 because it was like right before 9.
And that was like time for the Mind Flayer fight or something.
Well, it's because there's a mind flayer that shows up at the beginning of the game who's kind of like vaguely connected to the boss of it, and I'm like, screw it, he's the mastermind. We gotta call this. So he's like, you discovered it was all me the whole time, and then you like,
And somebody dropped Melf's massive mansion or something on him.
oh, that's right, someone
From
cast.
like they created it like up in the air.
It was
and
Mordenkainen's
dropped it on him.
Magnificent Mansion. They had a scroll, and they're like, "Can I make this in the air and drop it on him?" And I'm like, "It's 8:45 in the morning, and I've been running this
Absolutely.
game for 25 hours.
'Cause it was
You
time
can do
change,
whatever
yeah.
the hell you want, so long as you get out of here when this is done." And that is the true essence of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't care, just whatever.
So
Just
We're
drinking,
dropping,
just
we're dropping mansions. Like
I found the whole thing with
That's
the
it.
inn
welcome to
really
Cribs.
boring. Because I was watching, trying to stay entertained, and I was so fucking tired. I was like, I don't give a shit who they're interviewing. Fuck this.
Amy was just winging it. It was so good. And it was like, I mean, it was against the rules, whatever. Like, I'm still iffy on D&D rules on many things. I'm gonna spend some time between campaigns reading the book cover to cover again to see all of the little rules that I've missed over the years. And I gotta be honest, I haven't read the spells very carefully.
Yeah.
And that's where I get hung up, is because, I mean, like, I'm gonna put this out here. Most dungeon masters don't read the spells cover to cover.
No.
Because you're not gonna retain that. So,
Well,
I mean,
think- what was it? Second Extra Life of Saltmarsh.
Saltmarsh was pretty...
so hard after the first little adventure.
Yeah, that went
We
off
went
the rails.
shopping, and then we went Deck of Many Things.
Yes,
Oh,
and
no.
because Jalo showed up from our homebrew setting, a
Yeah.
trickster priest, who
And
showed
the
up.
goose showed up. And
The
it
goose,
just,
yes.
Like, shopping happened,
Okay.
and then it was like I woke up 4 hours later and I was like, what's happening?
Do you... Do you want to hear what happened? Also, oh, Salt Marsh isn't actually up on YouTube. I haven't uploaded it. I'm pretty sure. Because I didn't want to cut it into chunks. Also, I don't remember if I used music during it. Did I? I guess I can go find out. So, what happened? There was a luchador fight with the goose. It was basically this, like, super Macho Man Randy Savage guy whose tag team partner was the goose from Horrible Goose.
Yep.
Or from Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game, yeah.
And the goose won the wrestling match.
Yep.
By pickpocketing Chris's character, who had managed to procure during the bargaining session a peculiar puking potion, which, when you drink it, makes it so you will randomly vomit an item off of a chart list. The goose used this to spike the town's celebratory wine supply, and everybody was getting drunk at this giant party that was spiked with this potion, right? And so everybody was like vomiting like ships in bottles and confetti, and then like there was this one little girl that wanders up to the group while everyone's like throwing up rainbows and weird stuff, and the little girl walks up to the party and goes, "Excuse me, I don't feel so good," and then vomits a blue whale.
That was the point that the whole story derailed.
It was so good. It was so good.
And then we ended with, like, we encountered Rick and Morty.
Does she? Nice. Oh, yeah, Rick and Morty showed up.
We had a Rick and Morty adventure by the end of this.
Yeah.
Wait, is that how it ended?
Yeah.
Did you? Oh my God, you did team up with Rick and Morty because the chat paid for it because it's by donation. And it was, you had to go on an adventure with Rick and Morty inside of this monster or this dungeon to get like this thing.
We were on another plane.
Yeah.
You went to another plane.
Because we were Deck of Many Thingsing.
Oh, that's right. That's how you got back, was you met up with Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Morty. Look, D&D players, Morty. D&D players. Oh, look, charisma's a superpower.
Yeah, we got stuck in a burning building and we rope tricked and tried to hide in the rope trick until the building burned down or something.
That was the dumbest game.
It was so
weird, guys. It was so good.
Brutal.
It was really good, but
yes,
the weird stuff was all happening over that time period where it feels like you're floating in and out of consciousness sometimes.
Yes, and that's when...
And everybody was drawing from the Deck of Many Things, which we, at the time, did not know it was a Deck of Many Things.
Yes.
And each person was getting stuff, and we were role-playing it all and whatnot, so I was like, okay, well, I'll do it too, because I'd been sitting through all this.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take one. And then I think I was one of the last people too, so probably me or the next person are the ones who got us into that plane. But it was like, okay, yeah, sure, I don't know what this is. And at the time, I was not a very experienced D&D player, so I did not know what the Deck of Many Things necessarily was, as clearly as I do now.
It's pretty amazing is what it is.
So, you're talking about the in and out of consciousness at that point. That was when Zalos showed up. Zalos is basically like the Q of the homebrew setting that we run. Mm-hmm. So having that character take control of my body while I'm barely conscious.
Q, not James Bond.
Oh, yes. Well, a little bit of both. But, like, that was the perfect time to give up my body and mind. It was interesting. It was interesting. All right, folks. So welcome back, Winter. Good to see you. Oh, I muted you, by the way, so that we wouldn't hear your phone call. All right. Are you still way too hot over there? I think I still have you on mute. Yay. Oh, I will ask to unmute. It should pop up on the screen. Check the Zoom window.
Did that work?
That worked.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I opened up a window and I like left the room for a little bit to kind of like let it air out a bit as well.
we're in the Pacific Northwest. It's not supposed to get hot here, but occasionally it's like, hey, fucko. You know.
I feel like I'm in a volcano right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Krista, put on a volcano background.
Oh yeah, volcano background.
You're inside.
I apologize.
Actually-
I'm also getting phone calls.
Are
Can
you?
you adjust
my-
my Twitch window a little bit?
For what?
Just because I look like my face keeps going down into my name. And I
Oh,
just don't want to
yeah.
have to sit up perfectly straight constantly.
Yeah, sure thing.
Either that or
baby.
I can adjust my camera.
It's always easier for you to adjust your camera, but I'm already doing this, so it's too late.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop. Say something?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Okay.
What?
Well, I had to make sure the yellow bar wasn't going to appear on
Ah.
screen because zoom. Zoom.
I'll apologize to everyone. My landlord was texting me, so she may text me again, so I may be looking at my phone.
So long
but
as your
that-
landlord's not sexting you while we're playing.
No, that is not happening. We changed
Hey.
the lock on our door, and I don't know if I actually gave her a spare key. And
Do you
we
want
were
to
just
see?
gonna do
Do you want to see my spare room? No, seriously, I need the income. My
it. Yeah,
mortgage.
exactly.
Landlords
Pretty
are
much,
parasites.
yeah.
What? I didn't say. Anyway.
Why are you even here?
Yeah. All right. So, folks, we are going to hop back in a game in just a second. All right. And, All right, everybody stretch. Oh. Is that why Farah is a dragon? Is what why Farah is a dragon?
Because Celos is in Yolos.
Well, that's not. No, it's Jalos. It's slightly
Jalos.
different. It's spelled different, so it's a different thing. It is definitely inspired by it, but is that why Farah is a dragon? No, Farah is not Philia. Okay.
When I opened the window and had to move things around, did I change my camera framing a little bit? Or am I in the same spot still?
Look up. Is that where you're gonna be?
Yeah.
You're basically in the same spot.
Okay.
You could tilt your camera down a tiny bit, but like.
your...
Wait, we're in a giant game. You should say, look up. Look way up.
Up.
Okay.
Oh, big friendly giant.
That movie was so bad.
Oh, the BFG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you're good now. But yeah, the movie was not great. Okay, and let me just send one quick message, and then we can go.
That was what he was, right? Is it? Because it's not the BFG that I'm thinking of. Was he the
No.
big friendly giant?
Yeah, the
So you-
TV show from way
Yeah.
back.
Okay. I was like, wait, did I get his name wrong? But no, he is the big
Yeah.
friendly giant, not the BFG.
With
No,
Jerome the
he's the
giraffe.
big fucking gun.
Yeah.
He's the BFG 9000. The original Big Friendly Giant. So, hey, folks, I just wanted to say real quick, thank you so much for your support and for coming out and watching us. If this is your first time with us, we'd love to have you follow and give us a sub over on YouTube, where it's absolutely free to do so. And, you know, they don't stop you from subscribing over there. You can just do it as many times as you want through as many accounts. Convince your friends. No. I don't know. I don't know when to stop. But yeah, we really appreciate you. And there's some really cool store merch at our store if you want to wear some cool shirts and stuff like that. So, like, for example, like Future Dog.
You could have Charlie on your shirt.
You can wear my dog on your chest.
And I guarantee that I'm going to work on the Dork Tales alignment chart.
Yeah,
And
the
I'm gonna make
DuckTales
a-
alignment shirt.
I'm going to make a better version.
Nice. And then I gotta upload all of the other shirts that we've made over the periods. Mostly Michael recently, but like I've made some. All right, so folks, we're gonna hop back into game right now. We love you very much, and everybody hop back into Roll20. Okay. All right, so I've got everybody's initiative down here, and all right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome back to Dork Tales. This is the Shards of Nyrn, and this is a big combat. All right.
It real big.
They say that size matters. Well, never more than in this case, because giants are big.
Big.
All right, Christine, I'm just gonna adjust your. You're leaning down on purpose, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at my spell list.
Okay.
Now, this is where I sit.
Okay. Well, the framing is different on the map frame, so I just was checking to make sure that you're fine. All right. I mean, you're obviously fine. Look at you. Roll with advantage. Okay. And I should have done this during the break. My neuroses is making me adjust Krista so that she's in the middle. No, you're fine. It's that the map frame is it's framed different. It's a thing. Okay. Anyway, it's just me being picky. Okay, so we're gonna head back into game right now. Let's get the music going. Sorry if I seem a little discombobulated. It's been a long, sweaty day. And not a fun, long, sweaty day. Which would be like, a nice work. I want to go to the gym so bad. No, you're playing a game, Kelly. Welcome back to the Shards of Nyrn. And with that, combat is met as the bridge groans. A giant at the edge of it turns, looks at you, and grins, split-mouthed and full of smug rage. And let's pop on this track. Wait, where's the song? It's hiding from me. Sorry, one... Dungeon of Shadows? No. Warriors? No. Horns? No. Ash? Oh, god damn it. Okay. Turns, glares at you. And combat has begun. And we're going to start off with Skafram. You are on the broom, flying up around the side of this immense artificial lava cave. This artificial volcano is 150 feet wide at this point, and you are flying on the back of the broom over a pair of cages where nearly dead humanoids have been strapped in, sweating themselves to death in the middle of all of this. All right, what do you do? Are you just going to hold your action?
Yes, I'm going to continue to fly the broom and let Ogwyn use casting as appropriate.
All right, sounds good. All right, so are you holding your action to act when you get in range?
Yes, once we're close enough, I'm going to probably jump off the broom and try to land.
Okay, sounds good. So you get one reaction, which is going to be to jump down and... Okay. All right, so that's going to be Skafram. Malia, what do you do?
I am going to make like a couple like gestures of like shaping with a quick prayer to Vela and cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay, are you within range? What's the range on that?
120 feet.
Okay.
I am in range. I double checked.
Okay, are you going to move up as you do this?
Not yet. Because at the moment I'm at a good range.
That's fair. Go ahead.
So I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at a 3rd level. And this is a ranged spell attack.
Also, thank you very much to James for making this map. Good job, Otheon. He worked really hard on this one.
You can tell.
All right.
Right?
Well, I rolled 17.
17 is that your final?
No, I said I rolled 17.
Oh, you rolled 17. Okay.
Ranged spell attack takes, I believe, the wisdom.
For you, it should.
Yes. So 26.
26 is going to be hit. Roll me damage. Okay.
27 radiant damage.
27 radiant damage are going to strike into the side of this giant, which is going to...
And now the next attack has advantage. As a dimsticle light glitters on him.
You said that was how many? 25?
27.
27, okay. Okay. All right, radiant damage fires out of your hand, striking into him, and he raises his hand to shield his face as it burrows into his armor and chest. That was a good hit. What are you doing with the rest of your action?
That was a spell, so I can't do another spell. So nothing.
Okay, you're not gonna do any movement?
Well, I wasn't going to. I was going to stay at range.
Sounds
so
good.
It's harder for him to hit me.
All right, Mars, it's your turn. What do you do?
I'm going to double aim what Malia just did.
Sounds good. You do not
With-
need to aim with your bonus action because you have advantage on this attack because of Guiding Bolt.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna try to use the bow and arrow this time because I think I can get more damage with that than using my warlocky powers.
I think you
here.
can as well. You have advantage on this roll.
Okay, cool. So I'll just roll everything together.
I believe in you.
Oh, I hope.
I hope you get this 20.
No, but still a 22 is the better.
That's going to be a hit. Roll me that damage with sneak attack.
6, 12, 18.
How is his speed only 30 feet? His legs are 10 feet long. It's just
31.
31 points of damage. That is a fantastic hit as your arrow flies and is actually going to puncture into his right eye, burying deep into the cornea. He is going to grunt and roar. It is not his turn, though. It is...
Darn, it's not very humorous.
All right, so... One of the giants at the north is going to turn and begin to move down at a fairly leisurely pace, actually, because they like to watch. Because they're cruel, and they don't care what happens to their friends. All right, Mars, are you doing anything with your bonus action or your movement?
Oh, your audio cut out.
Oh, is it better now?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're good.
Okay, I just won't touch it. Maybe it's like I'm playing around with it, like fiddling.
Oh, yeah.
So, with a bonus action, can I still just try to go at him with like a dagger or a sword and do a little bit more damage?
Not at this range. He's about 100 feet away from you. Actually, so with a bow, your range was... Actually, you're just inside of range. So that's great for the bow. You could try to move closer.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll start moving closer.
Okay, so with your rogue speed, you can get 60 feet close. Actually, your speed's 30, right?
Yes, but Amy also gave me the jumpy, springy boots, but I think that's only when I'm climbing, though.
So that is boots of springing and striding? Hold on. Boots
Yes.
of springing. So striding and springing, when you wear these
Yeah.
boots, oh god, these things are ridiculous. Your speed becomes 30 feet unless your walking speed is higher, and your speed is not reduced if you're encumbered or wearing... so yes, you can jump 3 times normal distance. So using your bonus action and your rogue ability, you can
Yeah.
actually make it to the other end of this bridge. Basically right to this last rung on the ground, crossing the full 60 feet.
Woo, zoom! I zoom.
Yeah. So you can do that, which is pretty great. All right, so rushing forward, Cadamus is going to see you rush forward and go, "Hey, just wait a moment." All right, so that's going to put you no, that's in the lava. There we go. And Cadamus is going to rush behind you, working as quickly as he can. But unfortunately, he got short legs, so that's going to put him about 10 feet behind you. Is clang, 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 clang. I'm coming! And he's going to pull out his switchblade great axe, which. And that's all he can do with his action. Giant 1 is going to make his move. Can he reach you? Ooh, he can. He is going to rush forward, seeing the one that shot him with leering down at you with his red eye. And
you know what's so really funny? My R20 just opened up, and it's finally showing me what everything looks like.
Oh, you haven't been able to see this whole time?
No, that was another thing that I was just like, I'm blind.
It's a really nice map now, right?
Yeah, but now there's a big... Okay, but anyways, just thought you'd like to know that.
I would like to know that. All right, he's going to rush you and pull out this giant wedge-shaped executioner sword that he was dragging behind him, and is going to try to hit you with it twice. Number 1. Number 1 is going to be a 15. Does that hit you? Okay. The second one, however, is a nat 20. And I apologize for that in advance. But don't forget, you haven't used your reaction, so you can reduce this damage by...
Because your nat 20 also doubles your damage, doesn't it?
It does.
Ugh.
So, one moment because I'm going to need a dice roller for this. I don't have enough d6s in front of me. Okay, so that is only that many d6. Okay, and we roll. He swings once, you dodge out of the way, he pulls the blade, and you hear him say in common, "Die, worm," and brings it down on you. That is going to be 42 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
However, you have your rogue reaction. Don't forget, if you want to use it, you have the ability to, I believe it's reduce it by half. Let's see, what is that? Uncanny dodge. Yeah. So, would you like to do that?
Yeah, and like I already used the bonus action and everything
Yep,
before.
so this is your reaction.
Reaction is fine? Okay, then
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, that's going to be 21 points of damage from a crit instead of 42. As the blade is going to scrape across your midsection as you dodge out of the way, it almost takes your tail off as you leap back. All
That's
right.
your best feature.
It is.
No!
At that point, the giant to the north that has not acted is going to start to move forward at a fairly ambling pace. He's going to actually move. He's going to move the full 60, actually, just to be close enough to see what happens. And then Ogwyn. Ogwyn, it is your turn. What do you do?
I guess the 50 feet of movement was Scaffram's turn, which is all the movement the broom has. So I technically can't
No, you
move.
were already moved to this point. The broom moves on your turn.
Okay.
This is where you started.
Got it. In that case,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna take the 50. Well, I'll land like, I don't know, where's 50 feet from here. I'll try to get kind of close-ish so that Scaffram has the option to either jump off and
You want to drop him off no further away than this rung, which you can pass as you go.
Okay, Scaffram, are you intending on letting the prisoners out or going after the giant?
Are you muted
That's
right
a
now?
good question.
Okay, there
I should probably go after the giant.
Okay.
You're
all right.
probably, we agreed to take out the giants first.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna land here then. So you're with me.
Okay.
And then
So that's your movement. What are you doing with your action?
I'm going to cast, and I'm going. This guy, the one that's closest to everyone, does he look hurt?
Yeah, he looks decently hurt. I wouldn't say bloodied yet, but he's hurt.
Okay.
One of his eyes is
Well-
gouged out, and there's a singe mark in the front of his solid metal armor.
He's gonna have like 3 dwarves and a tiefling to contend with. So I'm gonna go after the guy that's a little bit closer. And I'm gonna throw an ice ball at him.
Sounds good. All right, that's a deck save from. Oop. Okay, well, I failed my deck save and dropped my dice. Okay, that's gonna be a 12.
It needs an 18.
Okay,
so no.
go ahead and hit me with your ice ball.
I'm gonna cast it at a 4th level, so that'll be 96.
96 of cold. All right.
Yeah, of cold. Hopefully they are.
Fire giants are obviously immune to cold damage. Isn't that what I said earlier?
There's some big numbers in there. 5, 10, 20, 33
33.
cold damage.
Okay, that, you know how I said he wasn't bloodied before? Well, he is now, as an explosion of ice. Ooh.
Sorry, may I? God, it's been too long since I played this character. Can I use my bonus action before that to see if I can get his name?
You can, before that?
Yeah. I forgot that I had. No, it's okay. Can I do it now?
I'm going to spend something good happens on that. So his name, that's a will save if I'm not mistaken, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, that is going to be a 17.
Doesn't make it.
He does not make it.
Yeah, my spell saves
damn.
18.
Okay, his name is FG.
FG. Well, FG, you can, in that case, also take an extra 3d8 damage.
An extra, I don't like that.
And that's an 8 and a 7 and a 2. So 17.
17?
Damage.
And, the chat does point something out. For future reference with spells, call out the level before you know if it hits.
I meant to. My
I know
apologies.
you're new at casting though, so it's fine.
Yeah, I had meant I was gonna do it at a 4th level and then forgot to mention it.
And you're legit, so that's cool. But just to remind everybody that is the sequence of
Got it.
events. If anybody's watching us for reference later.
Yes.
But like Krista normally plays paladins where you can do it afterwards. She's like, screw it, I got a smite.
I put paladins and sorcerers, where
Paladins
sorcerers
are so
is-
cheap, and I love it. So that was
I love
16
paladins.
points of damage.
Yeah. No. Yes. 17. 17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sucked for him. Okay. All right, so the Ogwyn, that is your turn. I'm going to see if I notice. Yep. Okay, you are going to start to hear, as this battle is raging, something shakes. A bit of stalactite falls off into the ground nearby, hitting the lava and vanishing. Scaffram, it's your turn. You are on the side of this bridge.
I am charging the giant. Hopefully he has his back to me.
He has his back to you.
Well, then I'm going to close the distance and start chopping at his legs like they were trees that need to be chopped in half.
Sounds good. Go ahead. Make me your attacks.
Okay. Holy mackerel. I just rolled 3 18s.
Oh.
And a 14, so
that's going to be all hits.
Yeah, 25 and 25 and 3 29s.
Okay, that's all hits. Roll me damage.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I believe you are... Are you at plus 11 on each hit or plus 7 on each hit?
Plus 11 on my offhand and plus 13 on my good hand.
Okay, how do you want to do this? Your bonus damage is enough.
Well, let's just hamstring him and
okay.
have him fall probably one side or the other. Hopefully decide
it's your kill, man. Which way are you hamstringing him?
Yeah, well, then he has to fall to his left.
Okay, then you rush up behind, gouging the tendons out of his leg as he screams in pain and tumbles face first into the lava, inhaling the molten rock and vanishing beneath the molten waves. He dead.
I will clang my axes together and look towards Cadamus.
I was just getting here!
Ogwyn claps in the background.
Okay. And Malia, it's your turn.
Okay. So that giant's done.
So you can make it up to Cadamus, basically,
Okay.
by double moving.
Does that get rid of my action?
It gets rid of your main action, yes.
Okay, so I could move to there. And
But you could use your bonus action to summon Spiritual Weapon.
That is true. Sorry, I have to check kind of. Still doesn't help me, so. However, I can hit this dude with Guiding Bolt still.
It's true.
So I'm not going to double move. I'm just going to move to there and smack him.
Sounds good. I am just going to prep something because I know you're going to summon Spiritual Weapon before the end of this. So I might as well get one prepared in the corner for you. What's Malia's favorite color? We're going to say blue for now because red's impossible to see on this background.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a
And
hammer
I think like because anything that appears is kind of like radiant looking, I think. If you're good.
Okay. So I have a hammer off the side of the
Preferred
screen
weapon.
for you whenever you do summon it, because I know you.
Okay. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay. Guiding Bolt. Is he in range for that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's exactly 100 feet away from you. Okay.
Well, it's 120 feet. Too. Is the range.
Well, balls. Okay.
Which is why I moved up.
I really like this song, but it starts off really slow, and the loop is not a perfect loop.
And I'm going to cast this at a 4th level.
Okay, go ahead. Make me an attack.
Yeah, one sec. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I cross it off as I go. Fuck yes!
What?
Nat fucking 20.
Oh.
Alright, one sec. I need more dice.
You jerk. You big jerk. You jerky jerk.
Okay, so one sec. This is being cast as a 4th level, so that adds 3d6 onto it, so that's 7 total.
Oof.
There's plenty of range already, thank you, James. We do not need more.
Okay. Oop, okay, cool. All right, what do we got?
One sec, I'm adding it all up. Sorry.
No, I don't like it. It sounds ominous.
I think this is the most damage I've ever done.
I like that you're like clerics aren't that tough, and then you use like
Okay, I mean, I am casting it at a 4th level and managed to crit.
yeah.
There you go.
84 points of radiant damage.
That he is bloodied in a single hit.
And the next person to hit him has advantage.
Holy crap. So that is going... Oh my god, he's... What does that drop
Yes,
to?
that was so exciting.
Wreck.
Wrecked. He... Alright, so your guiding bolt...
I
shoots
needed
across...
a calculator for that.
Shoots across the area, slamming into him and burning his face and throat with searing radiant light. And that is your action. Are you doing anything with your bonus?
Wah, 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 wah.
Not yet, because you know what? I'm not going to waste a spell slot just yet.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Giant 3 is going to see this and realize that this is probably not a good idea. Move 30 feet forward and, ooh, Cadamus. No, not Cadamus. Scafram. He is going to lean over into the lava and grab 2 molten rocks. Scafram, I need to know what your armor class is.
19.
That's going to be 2 hits. Vroom, Boom! 2 giant boulders hurtle at you. Both are going to strike you. Oh, damn. I believe in you, Scafram. You can survive this. If you can survive this, you can survive anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's going to be 26 points of bludgeoning damage for the first rock as it slams into you, and 38 points of bludgeoning damage from the next one as it smashes into you. Ooh, giants are great, man. I love these guys. Okay, so Mars, it is your turn. What do you do?
Okay, so there's that giant, right? I was gonna say that giant. That giant one. Ooh, good. And 60 feet.
60
away.
feet. If you do your double dash, you could rush up and attack him.
Do it.
Oh, yeah,
I
you have
see.
sneak attack on him because he's glowing from
Yeah, he's
Guiding
got-
Bolt.
Yeah, you have advantage from Guiding Bolt.
Look, Vela and Nyrn working together in harmony.
Yay!
What?
Ooh.
Okay, maybe that's what they needed all along.
Okay.
sister.
Woof.
So
Okay.
you can do it. You'll be up there solo, which is dangerous as hell.
Well, and see, I think that's the thing, is that we have to remember that they are, Vela and Nyrn and them are sisters, so they might fight like cats and dogs, but the moment somebody else comes into it, they turn all that combined fury on them.
Yeah, exactly.
And
It's
the
like
chat
she
is-
might be a pain in the butt, but she's my pain in the butt.
Chad is saying that the lava rocks should have done additional fire damage, but he threw them so fast that they cooled down on impact.
There you go.
Well, actually, fun thing, this is what fire giant rocks look like. They're literally like lava boulders that they throw, but they don't do additional damage because, my god, 4d10 plus 7 is plenty.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I
Okay.
still have 5 hurt the Morse. Sorry, guys. Keep going, Winter.
All right, so I'm gonna boop my way up here.
Okay. Rushing forward, you're going to dodge back and forth under these flying boulders as they soar overhead, colliding
Right.
into Scafram. You're Naruto running through this shit. Don't forget you have advantage on this attack.
Yeah. How is a 24?
A 24 is a sneak attack. What do you do?
I do some. Well, since it's a double dash over, I can only use one weapon, right?
You can only use your main, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna take that one.
You can only use one weapon if you Naruto run.
Okay. Cool.
I'm the Hokage of Nyrn.
Wreck 'em.
Oh, I'm making that into a shit.
Nah, Jire. Okay, so that's 6, 12, 18. 18.
There, it's on the list. I am the Hokage of Nyrn.
Sasuke!
So I found one of
Two,
our old quotes from an earlier game.
3.
All right, what is it?
It was Amy saying, "I'm a magical dinosaur. What do you want from me?"
3. It was an even 30.
Okay,
Nice.
that's a
That was
real...
episode 9, season 2.
What did she say?
I'm a magical dinosaur. What more do you want from me?
I remember that. She was so excited to turn into a dinosaur, too.
Yeah.
And Winter, just making sure, because it's been a little while since we played, you added your magical damage bonus and your dex to that, right? Okay,
Yes.
perfect. All right,
Yeah.
rushing up, you are going to take advantage of this attack and scratch him directly through the face as he leans over, clutching his burning face from the radiant blast. You're just going to gouge out, basically.
Oh, wait. How far down is the lava?
That's a 10-foot drop.
If it was like a little bit easier to reach, I would like swung it like through the lava and be like,
That's fair.
and it may go, but it's too far off, so never mind.
It's too
You
far
can
off.
just-
That's for the future.
Yeah,
All
you can
right.
keep that in your memory, Chad.
There you go.
It's for you.
Okay, so Cadamus is going to rush 50 feet. That's where he ends up.
Yeah,
Get
boy.
this guy some boots of haste,
Oh my
please.
god, yes. Good job, Cadmus. You're almost there.
I hate this cardio shit. All right, giant is going to leer back as you strike him. So like he was bent over, so you'll be able. So you're like right there, and he is going to glower at you, and he's going to take 2 swipes.
Shit.
This is vaguely coffee flavored.
Okay, first one, spending a hurt them more. That's gonna be a that's a 26 to hit. And the next one, hell, why don't we spend another? You know, no, we're gonna hold on to that. We're gonna hold on to that one. And the second one is a 21 to hit. That's gonna be 2 hits. You may use your uncanny dodge to reduce one of them. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, number 1 is going to come in. As you slash his face, he's going to groan, raise his blade, and strike it down into you for 26 points of slashing damage. He's going to raise it again and bring it down onto your frame for 26 points of slashing damage. So you can reduce one of those to 13 if you choose, for a total of 39 points between them.
Yep.
Okay.
He's
All
still
right.
up?
Are you still up?
Barely, but yes.
Barely? Okay. And Hellish Rebuke is fire damage, so that's not going to help. Actually, you couldn't use that anyway because you used your uncanny dodge. What am I thinking? All right, so he's going to slash into you. But you're right in his face. He can't back up. Ogwyn, it's your turn.
They very kindly stood 20 feet apart.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's...
So,
God damn it. Okay, yeah. I guess they did. Because... Okay, ice ball?
the ice didn't seem to hurt it any more than a regular thing, correct?
No, it still hurt him, though.
Yes. However, I would like to instead cast Synaptic Static, and I would like to get intelligence saves from the 2 of them.
Okay. What's my DC?
18.
Okay, 12.
Okay.
And I'm spending a hurt them more for advantage on this.
Oh, damn it.
12.
Yes.
They add +0. They're just normally intelligent.
That's
But for a
kind of what I
giant,
was
that's
hoping.
not bad.
So I'm going to roll 8d6 of psychic damage. However, they also have muddled thoughts for the next minute. They're going to roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from all its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. They're not casters, so that doesn't matter.
Okay, so -6 off attack rolls. Okay.
A d6.
Yeah,
off of everything.
-D6,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Okay.
they can, but at the end of each turn, they can roll an intelligence save to see if they stop.
Okay,
attack.
that sounds good. And this also does damage as well.
It sure does. It's
Oh,
gonna
God.
do 10, 20, 33 psychic, please.
33 psychic. Oh my god, he's so close. The one in front, his nose and ears begin gushing blood over the ruined, cut, and burned face. You said 33?
33.
Oh my god, he's not having a good day. 33, that turns into... Cool, I can still do math. All right. And you'll hear again as he leans forward, kind of bracing himself on the flat of his blade. Echo in the distance. Scafram, it's your turn. What do you do?
Well, I think I can only move closer to this guy, and that's pretty much all I can do.
So yeah, you can make
I
it
don't
to
think I
here and
closed.
you can use a ranged weapon from the edge of the bridge that he's standing on.
Yeah, that's probably all I can do. So I will.
See, nullify with a hurt them more. I mean, I'll take the D6. I got such a high stat that when I try to hit these people, it'll be hard for me to miss.
Okay, so I'm going to launch a javelin at him.
Okay, go ahead. You can launch up to 3 of them.
I will do so.
All right. So tell you what I would suggest is roll them one at a time.
Oh. Okay, well, I just rolled all 3 of them because the
Okay.
first one was a 20. and the other two were 15s. And I'm
Okay.
adding plus
Give me the
11.
damage for the first one first.
Okay.
And that was a nat 20?
Yes, it was.
You know, people say that in this game we roll really high, but you guys are level 11. It's really hard to fail rolls.
Yeah, it really is.
Especially when you...
Amy.
Unless you're... No, Amy is getting really tough now. Like, Tia... Amy complains about rolls, but Tia's really hard to hurt now that she's level 11.
That is true.
That's the thing is, like, when you get to the point where you're adding 9 to stuff.
It's like, hey, guess what?
Like-
On a 2, you have an 11.
Okay, my melee attack bonus is 12.
As a cleric, yeah.
Okay, and I got 14 on the first javelin.
Okay. 14, it's going to puncture him in the chest. He's still on his feet. Hit him with the second one.
That's a 10 on that one.
Okay. Your javelin's going to catch him directly in the throat, and he is going to tumble into the lava dead. I will let you use the third javelin on the other guy.
Okay.
So I believe that's inside of range. Yep, that's inside of... I believe it's 60 feet for a javelin.
Should I re-roll that one?
No, go ahead. I'm just
Okay.
double checking that. Actually, one sec. Let me double check that that's in range. It's either 60 feet or 30 feet.
I have 30, 120 on a javelin.
Okay, so yeah, roll me one more dice, and if that hits it, you can use it on him because you would have rolled with a disadvantage.
Okay. So disadvantage.
So basically, just roll one more dice, and we'll see if it hits.
Yeah. 19.
That's a hit. Roll me damage.
Okay.
Because nothing sucks more than wasting a hit, you know?
12.
12? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that guy's dead. And now it is... Okay, he's still up. Your javelin's going to fly forward. It's a little short, so it just stabs him in the side of the leg between a couple of plates of his greaves. And Malia, it's your turn again.
Okay, I'm gonna move up.
Okay.
Okay, now Mars. How badly is Mars hurt?
Like I'm over half.
Okay, like
So like she's bruised, bleeding, like showing signs of exhaustion. Like she's getting there.
okay. I'm just trying to determine if I should use the big heal spell or not.
Maybe I can take one more sort of like medium to large hit.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have any medium hits. I only have large hits coming for you.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
fine because I just have it. I have it.
Halve.
Have.
Can I actually just like know like roughly how many hit points she's lost?
It's like
Because I wasn't paying 100% attention.
One
but I
second,
know
I'm just going to shut the window
some big
because
hits.
Charlie's barking.
okay.
Okay,
I'm
tell
at-
it's about to get really uncomfortable for me in this room.
I'm down to 26 hit points.
Okay.
So, and I'm like out of 80.
Okay.
Yeah,
like
so
80ish. Yeah.
so she is almost decimated.
Okay. Well, Malia is going to grip her holy symbol and speak a very guttural yet still like fancy sounding prayer because she's gonna say it in Celestial because I think the spell needs the extra oomph of Celestial.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
And she's going to just kind of make a almost like a throwing, but it's going to end in kind of like a touch sort of motion. And she's going to cast Heal on Mars.
Oh, and that's a
Take
range,
70
right?
points of hit points.
Holy what?
It just happens. It's a 6th level spell.
Holy crap! You've never used that before. In a
Well, I
range,
only just got 6 level spells.
and you're in within 60 feet of her, so
I am.
yeah.
So you just regain 70. If that fills you, that fills you.
Mars, you're not a construct, right?
It doesn't give you any temporary, unfortunately.
And you're not undead, right? Okay. It does not neither for any of those.
It also ends blindness, deafness, and any diseases affecting the target. So if there is anything that I've forgotten about, it ends those.
Something that she might have picked up in a pash, but
There you go. You're free.
hey, congrats!
No more STDs.
It no longer hurts when you pee.
No
Congrats.
MTDs either. Magically transmitted diseases.
Magically transmitted diseases. That's
That's what I was thinking.
bitches and liches. That's all we're rolling with. That's another
I've
t-shirt.
wanted to use that. So unfortunately I can't do it again because that was my only slot of 6th level, but there we go.
Amazing.
Heal.
Liches and bros and
You are
non-binary
at full.
beholder hoes.
So fuck this dude up.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is going to
thank
heal you.
you.
And Mars, it is your turn. Unless Mally, you did movement, right?
I moved. I couldn't double move because this took an action to cast. I don't really have a bonus action I can do because I've already cast an action spell.
Okay.
Nothing else is going to affect me at this moment, so I can't help. So no advantage, unfortunately. But
Okay. All right. So Mars, it's all you, baby.
All right, well, I'm gonna
God,
run
she's
up.
gonna do it. She's gonna do it. Bitches get liches. You're inside of range. You can rush up, so you need to get like right up on him, which
Okay,
you
there
can.
you go. There you go.
And I need to know: did you spend your inspiration this game already?
I did at the very beginning, yes.
You did. Okay, so you can't spend
you
that
can
to
have
get.
mine.
Yes, you may. Which means that you can roll with advantage, which means you're eligible for
it.
sneak attack on that attack.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that you get 2 attacks total. Give me your roll for the first one.
Altogether, it is a 23.
That is going to be a hit, and roll me for your offhand. Or count that up first.
Oh yeah, that one. So that's 6. Lower numbers on this one. That one is a 21 total.
21 total?
Yep.
With sneak attack? Okay. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, it was a lot of 1s and 2s.
That sucks.
Yeah. And
Okay.
the second attack.
Yes, please.
Okay, guys. Okay,
I
guys.
believe in you. You can do it.
You're not gonna believe me.
Did you get a nat
Did
20
you
on
not
the
20?
Okay. All right, so roll me double damage. This one doesn't have sneak attack, so it's not quite as good, but it's still a good hit. So what is that?
Double that damage.
That's your... Is that your dagger?
This one is the dagger. Yeah, the first
Okay.
one was my
Was
the
the
sword.
the kukri, or not the kukri, I know swords in real life, but
Stabby.
I've been doing not a
Okay.
tulwar. So it should be like 2d4 plus...
Yeah. Do you guys want a picture of this?
So how much is it?
Big number.
No, remember you don't get sneak attack on this one.
No. Yeah. Okay, then never mind.
Oh,
Sorry. It's
Well,
still a nat 20.
Yeah. Like it's still big.
It's still probably like what, 10, 15?
For, yeah, for like a dagger, it's pretty big. It's a 16.
16?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Oh yeah, because that thing has plus D.
Yeah. So otherwise it would have been 14. So 16.
16. So it's D4 plus 9 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Okay. Well, I still have hit points. He is bloodied. And it's his turn. Okay, you gouge into him, spending a hurt the more. Nat 20.
Oh no.
I think you just got 70 hit points.
It's like the clash of the 20.
It's the clash of the 20s.
Oh, he has disadvantage. Or are you using your hurt the more to get over that? Oh,
I
or
use-
-6. Never mind. Not disadvantage. just
Oh, you're right.
-6.
Yeah, so the nat 20 is going to
Nat
not
20
matter
doesn't
anyway.
matter. Yeah.
But the next one will. Thank you for reminding me of that. So that is going to be a 25 turns into a 23. So that's 2 hits. So, Winter, the first one is going to deal... that's too many d6s, Kelly. Okay, and
Right.
that... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Actually, it's not enough d6s. Boom. The first one is going to come in for 45 points of slashing damage. Would you like to use your reaction to have that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's 22. That's 22. That's way better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to roar and hit you again for another 28. So that's a total of 50 points of damage, which is still 20 less than you were healed.
I would have been taken out, so yeah.
dead.
I'm
Well-
still standing. Still
I
standing.
mean, not technically. Malia would have still saved you.
Okay.
We just long rested, so I have all of my bring to one refresh.
Not going to be
That
able to
is
make
true.
it this round. So, Cadamus is going to rush forward midway, and is going to do the only thing he can, which is he's going to grab his throwing axes off of his hip. How many of those does he have? He has 2. Well, that doesn't help for his 3 attacks, but hey, that's fine. So yeah, he's going to grab two throwing axes and let fly with a 15 and a 19 that turn into a 24 and a 28. That's good. 1 sec. And Brute. He throws both of the axes over. And that is going to be shit. I rolled 2s and 1s across the board. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 points of damage. That, yeah, for 2 throwing axes, that could be worse. Okay, that is his turn. Don't die! He's going to yell at you. And then we are going down. It is Ogwyn again.
Quick technical question. If
Yes.
I'm casting something with a wand that requires concentration, that
Yes.
overtakes my concentration of my spell.
You get
correct?
one concentration total.
That's what I thought. Okay, I just wanted to double check. This mook is still up. I'm gonna demand his goddamn name so I can talk to
Okay,
his
I'm
manager.
gonna make a will save with a -6, aren't I?
Yeah, I need to make an onomancer that's a Karen that just demands people's names. So
I
I
need to talk to your
their
manager. You know what's really frustrating? I would have had an unnatural 20 without that 4 I rolled. So I got a 16. This one, so you already killed FG and Tromer, and this is Zog.
Zog. Amazing.
And you didn't get Toter because Toter died at the beginning. This was an encounter that was designed to give you guys trouble too, just so you know.
See, I know I failed in the last fight, but it's because I prepared for travel. God damn it.
All right, do it.
In this case, I am going to cast He's looking pretty rough, correct?
He is bloodied. He's over half dead.
Okay.
Significantly over half dead, but not enough that I could say he's in the next. He's not blinking yet.
That's very fair.
Here, hold on. When he is though, here, hold on. I got this.
Perfect.
There, when he's really, so right now he's just like this, right? It's the steady blink. I love having like a strobe light right off camera for this. It's so good.
I am going to cast Witch Bolt at a 3rd level.
Which bolt?
This one.
bolt? This bolt. Okay, good. Thank you. I love you so much.
And I roll to attack, correct?
You do roll to attack.
Yes.
However, you are going to roll. You're gonna roll. I'm gonna save my 3 hurt them mercy.
29.
Okay, that's going to hit. Roll me damage.
So that's 3d12, and I'm going to use my resonance to do an additional 3d8. Oh, that wasn't very good. 9, 11, 19, 26, 28.
28 damage?
Yes.
Wait, how did you manage that?
I use my resonance, so I do 3d8 on top of my 3rd level Witch Bolt, which is 3d12.
Okay, so how much was that total?
Yeah,
What did
I
I
want to play a witch one
38.
day.
38. So that is, oh my god. He's still up, but your lightning, unlimited power strikes out of your hands. And you're inside of range for that, right?
Yes. Oh shit! Hang on. No, I don't. I might not be.
So
I'm
you
sorry,
haven't
I thought
moved
Witch
this
Bolt
round.
was Firebolt.
So you are 55 feet away.
I can move on my broom.
You can move on your broom.
I'll move
Up.
within 30 feet.
Okay, so I'll just put you right there.
Sure.
Or right there. There, now you're easier to see.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so you float up on your broom over the lava and go and shoot with your witch bolt, striking into him. And that.
Oh, I apologize. Did he make an intelligence save to lose that D6?
It's a concentration spell, is it not?
No. No, sorry. He gets to roll at the end of every turn.
But is it a concentration spell?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's instantaneous.
That's a nat 20.
Okay, so he no longer has that minus D6.
All right, and Scaffram, it's your turn, buddy.
I'm going to run up beside Catamus and launch 3 more javelins at the giant.
All right, I believe in you. You can do this.
Cool. Those are not good rolls.
I somehow feel that you're going to do it anyway, though.
Okay, so my worst one is 19.
They're all hits.
Okay. Well, in that case...
Oh, God, you roll all ones. Roll all ones for me.
Well, I rolled a bunch of 3s, so 10, 10, and 11. So...
Okay, 3 javelins hurl across this expanse, and he is going to... I'm going to spend a hurt them more. He is going to take a javelin in the chest, surge back, take another javelin in the chest, feel death approaching him, look down at the little tiefling on the ground. And I need you to make me an acrobatics test.
Me?
Yep, I need you to make me dexterity acrobatics. Ooh, this is going to be a close one. Five. Okay. Lunging forward with his last breath, he's going to grab you in his giant hand and fall backwards into the lava. You are not in the lava yet, but very, very soon, actually, on the beginning of your turn, you will be. So, Malia, it is your turn. What do you do? Mars is being held as the giant's body oozes into the lava, but its flesh is too strong to melt away from the stuff. It's holding her fast. She'll be in there in seconds.
There's literally nothing I can do.
Okay.
I have absolutely nothing that can help.
I can reach her if it's going to take more than 6 seconds.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to move my double move, which moves me here.
All right, sounds good. Probably yelling Mars's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if we can get her out, I can heal her.
Do you have another heal that you can use?
Just to prep, because she won't die that when she touches it, she's just going to take damage.
Heal is 6th level. I have one 6th level slot.
Okay.
And it's been used.
Okay. Mars, you are being held by this. You can use an escape action to try to get out of this grip, this rigor mortis death grip.
Yeah, so what does that include? What am I
That's going to be dexterity and acrobatics versus the roll I made to grab you, basically.
Okay.
So,
and it's not athletics, right?
It is. You could use athletics if you prefer.
Probably. You probably
use
acrobatics. That's what you're probably proficient
Okay,
in.
you still have your determination. You can spend as well for +4 if you want.
Yeah.
This is a good time for that.
Yeah, no, acrobatics is a lot better.
Okay, sounds
And
good.
Sure, I'll do the determination too.
Okay, so that's +4 on whatever you roll, and I know the DC, so I'm just going to keep that to myself for a moment.
$25.
The DC was 20. You are going to be able to break free of his grip, crawling out, basically, and are going to try to... You have the boots of springing.
Boing!
Spring off of him.
You are going to be able to spring up and land on the side of the platform at the very last second. Holy shit, Winter.
Which I think when Malia couldn't do anything. Could just run up. She was probably just shrieking, Mars!
And then she Jedi jumps up.
Triple backflip.
That was only gonna be
shit.
10d10 damage, Winter. You would have been fine. Oh my god, that is so good. All right, and with that, we are basically out of combat for a second as you all see this transpire. And one moment while I take this, you all catch your breath for a moment. And then you hear it. Boom. Boom. At the top of this room, a figure clears side of the cave. Immense. The largest fire giant you have ever seen rounds the corner, looking down at you all. It is an immense, gray-faced, red-eyed warrior with 2 gigantic shovel shields attached to each arm.
Shite.
It looks down at you, and I'm gonna do story time real quick. So, you ready to see what this guy looks like?
Uh-huh.
Spiked shields glowing with lava. I'm still out of focus. What the hell? Okay. No, camera. Look. There we go. All right.
Hey, Raid.
The dreadnought stands there at the edge of the bridge. Exhales a steamy breath as it steps forward. The bridge itself goes, and some of the chains begin to strain against his immense weight. Behind him, you see another fire giant preparing boulders to hurl at you. The giant leans forward, prepares to charge, and says in accented common, "Welcome. Prepare your die." And we're gonna call game there for the night, actually. He's not very good at common. That's part of it. All right,
Yeah,
so
I think Molly
I
had a
thought he was
moment
going
of
to
like,
say, welcome to die.
welcome to damn it. That's what it was. Damn it. Damn it. All right, I'll fix it in post. Prepare your die is also.
That's
the same
also
one.
very good.
I forget. I had a line that he was gonna say, and I forgot what it was because I was so blown away by Mars surviving that grab. I was like, "No, Mars."
Me too.
All right. So, folks, that's going to be it for this episode of the Shards of Nyrn. We will be back in 1 week on Wednesday to see the end of this fight and the prep for the giant fight, no pun intended, against the Queen of the Giants. So, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. We really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I still feel a little sheepish about the fire giant weakness thing, but you know, hey, I'll beat me up. Leave me love in the comments if you really care, or just make fun of me. Whatever works. That's gonna be it for tonight. If you like what we do here, give us a follow, give us a sub on YouTube because it's still free apparently. And if you like what we do here, we also do have a Patreon where you can help support us, and we have Twitch stuff, and our fantastic merch store. You can also join us on Discord and hang out with us and talk shop and get these cool maps that James built. So James, thank you so much for building these. Our good friend Otheon in the chat toiled over these and the previous map. And I think this is his best work so far.
Incredible.
I also wanted again to thank Mike for updating the frames. So Skay from Grimhammer is the one who does all of our graphic design, and it always looks phenomenal. And now that we have our names on, it's even better. It's getting better all the time. So, folks, we love you very much, and we'll see you on Friday night for the Reign of Emrys, which is going to be awful for the players. Good night, everybody. Bye!